power like Big Chuck. What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Domain expansion.
Down Road One Production.
Welcome to the abyss. The unstoppable one. I am the illest, no doubt. Sporadic, eternal fire. There is no putting me out. I'm sending fiery rain, destroying cities and towns. The government never changed, so I'm taking them out. The FBI is a bitch. The CIA is a bitch. The NSA is a bitch. I know you watching this shit. We fuck around and get hit. My rebels fully equipped to take the enemy down and ride out in their whip. And counting all of the chips. We about to go on the flight. World leaders get hit. Assassination delight. We fly out through the night like Batman in this bitch. Outlandish with kicks, punches, and damage and shit. I call my gun Michael Knight. That bitch come with a kit. AI robotic weapons. That bitch be talking this shit. Explosive hollows exist and turn your body to mist. The god of fire is here. Now welcome to the abyss. 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 The immovable one. Welcome to my domain. The chopper faded into pieces. Throw away the remains. Rapid fire your chains. Hear you screaming in pain. My pride water your flame. Disintegrate all your lanes. Your fears could never change. So I'm hunting you down. I know you got me surrounded. I'm still taking you out. I'm hacking shit with my phone. Turn out all of the lights. Popping cops as I go. I gotta get through the night. In the heat of the night. I keep a hit with the sight. Me in your sleep as I snipe. While you sleep with your wife. I'm hopping from roof to roof. Ninja warrior shit. My RPG is equipped. Your helicopter got hit. I cause a solar eclipse. And send a fiery storm. Exploding government buildings. Revolution reborn. I am the shit, just admit. This is that warrior mix. The god of fire is here. Welcome to the abyss. 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 Welcome to the abyss.
We'll be bringing you our countdown to the end of days, along with all you
Welcome to the abyss. Welcome to the abyss.
Damn, I'm thinking about playing that new track. I was gonna redo my verse, but fuck it, I'll play it. See what people think about it. Because I think only 2 people heard it. It was Alchemos and who was here the other day? For my phone fucking died. I think it was someone else. Alchemos said it was straight, my verse. I personally don't think so. I'll beat myself up about it until I change it. Hurricane goes fucking in on this. The sound effects you added, Hurricane, made it even more fire. It made me start thinking, damn, I should put some sound effects behind my fucking play. I started looking for some plain sound effects and stuff. I forget about that sometimes. Shit. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna play it real quick. Cause it's only 2 minutes and some change. Oh yeah, you notice in the beginning, watch, it makes this noise, yo. I gotta, before I finalize it, this is just downloaded. I didn't even finalize it. I went back and looked, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even finalize it. I want to make sure all the sounds, everything is what you call it, I don't know, you'll hear it. You'll hear the sound in the beginning, man. Some fucking interference or something. It's terrible. You hear that? It's like boom, 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 boom.
Keep an arsenal, yeah, my gun is remarkable. Busted shots at the cardinal, now they calling inaudible. Killing all of them, evil people intolerable. Didn't mean to start of your blast, turn the particle. My apocrypha, summon my inner Asura, unlocking my chakra, flipping over your Akira. And I'm accurate, sniper rifle was damaging, blast as fast as a sassacus, cause his ass was a pacifist. Yes, I mastered this, leave you frozen like mannequins. Now the masses is panicking, turning evil like Anakin. Call the coroner, aftermath of a warrior, whooping your ass like Morpheus. Kill streak was so glorious. I'm the pinnacle, grind your ass in the minerals. No need for subliminals, government is the criminals. I'm the general, revolution, the miracle. The code is reppin', that's unpredictable. Motherfucker.
Those weapons of mass destruction gotta be somewhere.
On the world stage, pushing weapons of mass destruction. The only weapon is the voice speaking mass deception. CGI planes inserted on 9/11. The Patriot Act inserted, all rights have been suspended. Black magic magicians with malicious intentions keep casting your votes for puppets pre-selected. Pre-planned pandemic with experimental injections. Contractual consent keeps farm under full protection. FDA allows cancerous dyes to pass inspection. It's $1 trillion profit, keeping us in sickness. Hypocrites under Hippocratic oath is so sickening. Speaking food for thought, using my freedom to express. Until I strike a nerve, then I'm censored, I digress. Elite created the rules and board on this game of chess. Israel pulls the strings, I'm not surprised or impressed. I'm just buying time until it's time to suppress the noise with the silence, so we sentence you to death. Convicted of treason, I let the gallows do the rest.
The decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq.
It's all right. I guess I gotta let it grow on me or something. I don't know. When I hear hurricane and then I hear me, it's like, oh man, who the fuck is this guy? Court sucks, man. Yeah. Court sucks because in court, it says you're innocent until proven guilty, but that's far from the truth. That's a lie. Every time I've been in trouble or the cops create trouble, I had to prove my innocence. So you're guilty till proven innocent, and that's what sucks. And a lot of innocent people end up fucked over with this court system. That's why we need a revolution. Fuck these wars. Fuck these politicians stealing from us. They're supposed to draft up to 44. I could be wrong. It's 40-something years old. I know that. I ain't going. They come to my house, they're going to regret it. A lot of people said they ain't going. Now, people talk that talk until they come to their house. Let's see how many people stand their ground. People love talking the talk until the action's there. You know what I'm saying? But I got this post right here. I couldn't believe that the government wrote this. Like, if this isn't saying everything, like, come on, man. You know, as soon as this Jeffrey Epstein shit came out, they want to start a war, you know, to try to distract people. We know that Trump and all of them are pedos, man. All of them. Look at this bitch wrote, Lauren Loomer. Soon there will be a massive Islamic terror attack in America, and the perpetrators will likely have financial ties to podcasters and those who are sowing discord for foreign nations in America. I predict there will be many casualties, and only then will it maybe set in that people have been conned into supporting a terrorist psyop to distract you from the threat of Islam, while the enemy plotted to destroy our country from within with botted conspiracy theories. It would be likely 10 times worse than 9/11. Who is this bitch? Number one. And number two, somebody slapped this bitch. I got a little confused reading the second part. I'm like, I don't know whose side she's on. She's an Israel lover or what? Anyway, I ain't picking no sides. It's just a point that Iran didn't deserve any of that. That's just the truth. And then come to think of it, how many times has Israel fucked people over? They're just like America. The American politicians never keep their word. Their word means nothing. They can't keep a treaty. They can't keep their word. They'll fucking beat the soul out of you for an out headlight, the police. They're part of the government too, the police. Don't get that fucked up. You know, Trump wants to militarize them, give them military trucks and all this shit. Even though they already got some, I'm talking like full out military. And even though people are blind, they pretty much are military already. You know, they raid houses like the military goes. When you go to war, they set up just like the military. When they raid in your house, they set up just like that. It's no different. When they raid your house now, they'll deploy drones first, and then they'll come in. You know, it's all military trained shit, man. But yeah, when they start talking like this, I don't fear Iran or none of those people. I only know our own government will kill its own so-called people and then point the fingers. They've done many times already. And remember they let all those immigrants in? I bet you. I seen a lot of videos of the military where people post them. I watch some of the channels, and it looks like they're all immigrants. All of them. A lot of people in there are saying they went to get their green card or to get to become an American, because no one's joining the fucking military. No, not really any Americans. You know, the numbers are low, so they had to go with immigrants. They're like, oh, you want to become a U.S. citizen? Join the military and fight our fucking wars for us. How many of those fucking immigrants you think they were taking in and saying, hey, you want to be an American citizen? Join the military. I bet you. Just so they have numbers. They're not going to let all them people go back empty-handed. Those people would say yes in a heartbeat anyway. Damn, I seen this other website where it was saying the California coast is a threat now, and it's wild shit, man. I don't fear for my life, but what's up, Mark Basket? Peace to Alan Warren. Yeah, Epstein's a bozo. You seen that guy, Hurricane, what's his name? Damn, I seen some video this morning. The guy's from Florida, looks like Epstein. His name's something Pete. What's his name? He kind of looks like Epstein, but I don't know. You could tell a Jew by his beak. You know what I mean? They always got those beaks that dip down. They got pointy noses that dip down like a fucking broken beak. All them people in Israel, I feel bad for them. You know, they're all radicalized. You know, they're always crying, Israel has a right to exist. Well, so does Iran. No one's even trying to take Israel out. Those people are retarded, man. And we got some soft ass presidents too. Politicians. I hate them all, man. I don't have all the answers, but this is from Iran. I got this from good old Brian, man. I think this is from. If this is Instagram, I gotta follow these people, Iran. Even though they're capable of propaganda, I believe Iran pretty much more than the U.S. news. Put it that way. It'd be nice if the youth, if everyone told them to go fuck themselves, and we ain't going in your draft. But it won't happen. People talk that talk, man, until it's time to walk the walk, and then they're like, it's another ball game. Oh, what was I supposed to do, man? You know, like. We're living in some fucked up days, man. You know, when you get pulled over for an out headlight, and you ask the cop, why'd you pull me over? And then you get pulled out of your car and beat to oblivion. You ain't got no freedoms, man, for a fucking headlight. Like, this is America, though, man, because nobody wants to stand up to these bullies. It's just going to get worse and worse. And I think there is going to be another 9/11. Because there still are idiots who would fall for it. I hate to say it. And that'll be a good reason for them to draft. I don't know if they started it, but it's all talked about that there's going to be a draft. So I got this Fox website. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. But yeah, and is this the one? No, damn it, I got the wrong. No, this isn't the one. Shit, I should have got the other one where Iran was letting everybody know that the only people that could come through the Persian Gulf Strait is, you know, and what the U.S. ain't talking about is how many countries told Trump to go fuck himself. You know how many countries are not backing Trump that are on this so-called, what is it, the United Nations, a lot of countries turn their back on Trump, which is a good thing, yo. Fuck these people in their war. Maybe they learned their lesson after the first go-round. That dude Netanyahu is a pussy. When you got to roll around with security, and you're a fucking pussy, man. You got to roll around with all this protection because nobody likes you. You know, no one has love for these people. You're a piece of shit when you got to roll around like Mike Tyson said. Mike Tyson don't walk around with security. He's loved by the people, you know, and that's what he was saying about, you know, a good person. A good person is accepted and loved by the people. They don't got to walk around with all this security, and it's true. That tells you a lot when someone's got a lot of security on them. It says a lot about the person, you know. No one has enemies for no reason. I'll definitely beat a hurricane. Trump saying one thing, Iran, yeah. Well, I don't trust Trump, and I'm not saying I trust Iran either fully, but what Trump's saying is a crock of shit. Trump said that they got. See, what they're gonna do is they're gonna send men into that strait, and they're gonna drop them from parachutes, right? The airborne or whatever, first airborne, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They're gonna get annihilated if they jump out of planes. They're gonna get fucking shot in the air and killed. But the military don't care, and I mean, and the politicians. Now, behind closed doors, I know they're laughing and partying, but also, damn, I erased that fucking video. I gotta go back and re-get it. It was Netanyahu showing a map. I don't know if anyone's seen that. I played this the other day, but I took it down, I think, because I had a picture of the Nazi symbol behind them. Because the real Nazis are the Jewish people. I don't care what no one tells me. They've been plotting this shit forever. And then they blamed it on... Anyway, who cares about that? But yeah, fucking... Netanyahu had a map, and he's showing... And I think it was Iran, Russia, China. Anyway, he was saying they almost have the whole world basically playing ball. And it makes me wonder, what do they have on these people for them to just say, go fuck yourself? I don't want nothing to do with you. They gotta have some shit on these people to blackmail them. Because after Iran posted that they're letting the world know that Russia, China, I think it was Pakistan, damn, and what other countries had sent aid to them and help. That's a good thing for them, but it's not a good thing. If China and Russia get involved, it's over for the U.S. You think them other countries are going to help the U.S.? That's why they're backing out. They're not stupid, But regardless if they're all together behind the scenes or not, man, we're always suffering for what these politicians do, man. And I don't have all the answers, but they're not just going to walk away or drop dead out of nowhere. Yeah, the Zionists. Guess you could say I'm anti-Zionist. Fuck them. That's what they want to label it. I was going to take a shit on an Israeli flag and post it, but then I was like, nah. They'll probably assassinate me for that shit. Because the Jewish people, they cry, man, about anything. You say anything, you would think if they went through all that stuff, their genetics, they would have a strong backbone, right? I'm just joking. I'm fucking around. I just don't want to see young men and women die, man. Like, I knew some people that went to the Middle East. And, yeah. But you're never the same. You could be... PTSD just don't come in the military, man. You could Trying to see what Candy wrote. Yeah, they are the warmongers. See, if you have the courage and fairness, it is better to condemn the regimes of the United States and Israel instead of condemning Iran, as they started the war, and now consequences are affecting everyone. Yeah, we know that. You know, just because the politicians do what they do doesn't mean we agree with it. But a lot of people say, what can we do, man? We can't do nothing against big bad daddy government. And them dudes are soft, man. The government is soft. All they do is run and hide behind money. They got bunkers to hide in. They're soft, man. They're like a bitch ass bully at school that'll start a problem, and then when you approach him, he runs. You know, that's that type of government we got. They're soft, man. All of them. You know. They are super soft, like tissue with shit on it. Man, they better hope they don't start drafting and come to my house, man. They're going to get drafted right down the stairs. See, that's the only reason I could think of them drafting too, is because nobody wants to join their fucking whack-ass military. They try to make it sound like their military is big and bad, right? Everywhere they went to, they got their ass whooped. Because the soldiers don't fight with common sense and logic. They fight by being told what to do. And that's where you go wrong in war. Just because the sergeant says, run in there and do this, and then you get fucking smoked. You know. That's my opinion. I don't know. Fuck the military. You know. People be like, but Chuck, the military's here to protect us. Oh, yeah, okay. Foreign and domestic. We got domestic terrorists right now in the government. I've been waiting 44 years. Well, less than that, because I didn't know shit when I was born. But yeah, I've been waiting my whole life to see if the military will step in with these domestic terrorists. They don't. It's just a slogan of lies. That's all it is. Just like the home of the brave and the land of the free, that's another fucking fictitious slogan. And you're innocent to proven guilty is another fictitious fucking, it's all illusions. Hell no, they're not prepared. They are not prepared, man. Half of these soldiers don't even know how to turn off. To be a warrior, you got to be able to turn your care off. You got to be heartless. You can't have no sympathy, man. That'll cost you your life. Our troops in the Gulf are staying in hotels because our bases are destroyed. That's insane. Huh. Interesting. Hey, surrounded by Keith. Peace of the chat. Listening to my rants. Iran is letting in China, Russia. Yeah. And look, people be like, Russia's soft, man. Their military is depleted from Ukraine. No, it's not. No, the fuck it ain't. people don't know shit about Russia. I've been watching Russian YouTube channels for a long time, and they got just what the U.S. got. They got it. If they wanted to, they could have wiped Ukraine off the fucking map. But I don't know. All these wars, man, are pointless, and the only way they're gonna end is when the soldiers say enough's enough. Other than that, one big mistake though that we did. Now the war is pretty much digital. I was watching this thing this morning. The guy's name's Tim Truth, YouTube channel, and he had something on flight TWA 800, which happened when I was 15, I think. It was right before the terrorist attack of 9/11 by our own government, and I forgot about that our own Navy, the same thing as 9/11. The morning of 9/11, the military was doing what's the word I'm looking for? Excuse me. It was doing a simulation. Yeah, simulation of a plane hijacking on the morning of 9/11. Same thing happened with that flight over Connecticut, TWA 800, I think it was. I could be wrong. But on the Navy ship, the captain there, they interviewed a guy that was on that Navy ship, and he said that his whole life that shit's been bothering him, so he spoke about it. They told him to shut up about it, but he explained that the person who fired him had to be in on it, because he was saying there's white and blue missiles, and the whites are for practice, or vice versa, and the other ones live rounds. So I don't know. I just don't see mistakes happening like that. Every time there's an incident, people got to look at what laws are put in place. Look at the incident that happened in Connecticut with the schools. Look at all them laws that were put in place right after it.
Yep.
9/11, all the laws that were. To me, 9/11 was war on us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And to this day, it's still war on us. Look at the police departments, man. When you get pulled over for a fucking headlight and they beat you to death almost, I mean, people just don't get it, man. They'll be like, yeah, you should have listened. You should obey those traffic laws.
Yeah, call them sir. Say, yes, sir. Yeah, like that's going to help as you're getting beat up. Say, yes, sir. I'm obeying, sir. I'm looking your boots, sir. That doesn't help always. Charles,
so
I
many
missed,
times.
I
was just going to say, so many times I've wanted to punch a cop, but I know the first thing they'll do is go for their gun. They're not going to fight you head up. They're soft. So
yeah, I was jumped by the police. Once I was jumped by a gang in Chicago, and then I moved here to Arizona, and I was jumped by the police. They had the wrong guy.
Soft.
And I had, this was before cameras. It was my word against the cop's word.
Cameras. I was thinking this morning, I couldn't, I don't know, the last couple of nights, or when I sleep, it ain't night. My shit's flip-flop. But anyway, the point is, I couldn't sleep. And I was thinking, for some reason, it kept popping in my head about cameras and 9/11. I was like, man, aren't these people like, it just so happened the cameras, there was people that catch these so-called planes flying into the buildings. And back then, not many people had cameras like that. And all of a sudden, these people are just happened to be there when these so-called planes flew into the building. I mean, come on. It's crazy, man. Have a good day, Candy, man. Thanks for stopping by.
So this thing about the draft, is that something that's official? They announced it or something? I kind of missed it in the news.
Let me see. Damn, I want to see if I could. I had this thing on the website.
Mhm.
I was reading it this morning. Where'd it go?
I heard about it, but I didn't look into it.
I'll pull it up. It's let's see, history. I saved it. All right, U.S. military draft disqualification. So this was posted March 17th. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if I could do it this way. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I could shorten my screen and put both of these up so I could read it and make sure it doesn't fucking disappear on me.
Would you be drafted? I don't know how old you are, but would they draft you under this
I hope
this
not.
rule?
I'll be 45 in April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it is 42, but regardless, I
Yeah.
wouldn't go. They could fuck off. All these young
There's
people,
this.
they're saying they wouldn't fight either, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Oh man, it's not.
You ever hear of
Oh yeah, I could do it.
conscious? You ever hear of a conscious? Oh, I can't pronounce it now. Conscientious observer. I'm saying that wrong. Not observer. Objector. Conscientious objector. You basically claim that when they go to draft you, and they either put you in jail or they make you do something that has nothing to do with like cleaning toilets or some shit. You know what I mean?
Fuck that. I'd rather be in jail.
Yeah, me too. I don't want anything to do
I've
with
been to prison.
toilets.
I've been to
Yeah.
lockup, county, and prison, and I mean, whatever. I survive anywhere. So this article is March 17th, 2026 at 1:16 p.m. It says U.S. military draft disqualifications list, but it says the brief. The 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, has fully implemented automatic selective service registration, utilizing federal records to register all eligible citizens. While the lottery-based draft infrastructure is fully operational due to the Iran conflict, it remains a measure of last resort, with specific exemptions for clergy and some others. Despite the heightened state of readiness, not everyone is eligible to be called into active duty. I hope this young generation tells them to go fuck themselves.
Fuck themselves.
You know, enough's enough, man.
Yeah.
We all know that these people, if there is something that happens in our country, 90% of the people should know by now. They're always quick to point fingers to other countries, but we know it's them. You know, Israel's done it before.
Oh yeah.
And people are just tired of the bullshit, man. Go fight your own fucking war. You know? Fuck that. See, my shit's already freezing up. They don't like what I'm talking about. All right, let me exit out of here.
Ukraine, their age limit is what, like 65 or something? They're recruiting senior citizens. And the draft, I think it goes into the 60s.
That's wild, man. Yeah, the government is so little, man, that I think every day, man, it passes through my mind. I'm like, how do we put up with this shit, man?
Right.
You know, how do we get to a point where the government controls everything? If they were to stop, we would be fucked. And we did this to ourselves. They control it all: the water, the power, the food. I don't even see people growing food really anymore. Like back in the days, everyone's grandma had a fucking garden when I was growing up.
Yep. Even where I
I
grew
don't
up in
know.
Chicago, in the middle of the city, you know, people were growing in their backyards. A little bit of yard they had, they were growing in the backyards. A lot of that knowledge didn't get passed on to the newer generations too. Most people don't know how to grow.
I was watching Bro Sanchez. I know I shared his video, but a lot of people have their opinions about him, and that's fine. But man, he did such a good presentation on Killer Priest channel. I had to mention that again because he talks about the serpent and Satan or Shaitan was the first Jesus. That's why my thing I have Jesus and Satan is the same face because they are the same. Now, people think the serpent's evil, but when Abraham raised the serpent, he was raising your it's the same allegory or symbolic as the energy growing up your spine.
Kundalini, yeah.
Your Kundalini or Chi energy. But one thing I could say about Bro Sanchez is his fucking presentations be on point. He's really good at that. I joke around and say if he was to be a pastor, the money he could make.
Right.
They should draft cancer patients to be kamikazes. That's fucked up. Man.
That's fucked up, but in a way, for some reason, I kind of laughed at that. It's funny.
I get
it's
it.
fucking scary. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see anyone fight this fucking war. Fuck their wars.
It's a different story. If we're being attacked on our land, our homeland, our country, they're fucking coming on the shores. That's a different story. And
that wouldn't happen. It would never happen. All this shit they make up's fictitious.
Oh yeah.
Just because, let's say, someone in the politicians, like let's say Iran says, "No, fuck you, we ain't giving you the oil at this price no more." Some Jewish guy got his butt hurt, so he's like, "I'm gonna kill everyone." You know, simple little argument. But the power these people have, you know, who knows the truth? But the point is, I never feel threatened by any other country. It's our own government I feel the most threatened by.
Right.
They should all be in prison for war crimes. Look at Trump just committed a war crime. Netanyahu should be executed. You know, I don't like saying that really because...
Well, at least tried, found guilty, and then whatever the punishment is. Yeah.
Bush, Clinton, all these people committed war crimes. Biden, you know how many innocent women and children?
Yeah.
They sent the young men and women that die overseas with a lie.
Yeah.
And then when I started researching, I realized that's happened many times already in this country with Vietnam, fucking you name it.
Most of them started with the false flag too.
Yeah. And if it happens again,
we know it's,
You seen what I just showed? They're fucking telling us it's going to happen again. When they do that, that's mind-blowing to me. You're telling us, how do you know, right? You're telling us to be prepared. That means our own government is willing to kill us again to make people go to war for them.
Yeah.
If anything, we should put them in fucking prison for the Epstein files and war crimes. The only way we're going to see true justice is when the people get their head out their ass and stop asking daddy government for anything. You know, it's up to us. This is our fucking country, not the daddy governments. Now, I didn't live when George Washington and them in there, but their fucking quotes are on point. You know, George Washington, I put his quote on the head of my live stream. That picture, and you know, I don't know what the founding fathers wanted or if they truly wanted freedom because I didn't live back then, but like I said, their quotes say it all. Now, why would they say stuff like that if they weren't against it. You know,
Dude, I
just
was
because they're
doing
Masons or this and that don't mean nothing either.
I was doing research. I'm still doing research. I want to find every person that has some connection to Israel, whether they were born there or they're Jewish or whatever. It's been in our government and positions of power. And I wanted to go back in history, even before America. Found out that George Washington, his biggest funder, like he was funded by Jews. Believe it or not, it's like documented. Like ours,
Yeah.
like it blew my mind, dude.
George Washington. That's interesting. Holy fuck.
Yeah, all the way back then, and I'm tracking it all the way up till today because I want to know: are we more like? Is it just our best friend? Is it our best partner? We're giving away billions, blah blah blah. We fight for them,
They're
or is it?
stealing our money. They're
Or
stealing
is
our
it?
money. Not,
Basically,
you
yeah.
know.
But are we more like one country other than just friends, best friends, or whatever? You know, is it really that
I
we're
have
more
no
like,
clue.
you know?
But I heard, you know, like Rothschild and a lot of these Germans, like Trump's German, but they call him a Jew, right? And that's why I say the Jews are the true Nazis, not the German people. And who the fuck was Hitler? Where did he come from? I think the Jews with the Jews, and they sent them to infiltrate Germany. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't live back then. That's just a theory I have in my mind. You know, a lot of people fight wars through lies. You know, they don't know no better. These people are brainwashed and trained to believe everything one man says. He's, you know, like, look at this shit. The news was showing this.
Yeah.
Right? They were bombing. It's one truck. One truck. Again, they show another one, and then it blows up. One truck. Like, this shit looks so set up, like someone just parked a truck next to the woods. And come on, man. Like, we're supposed to believe this stuff. Like, and this one too. Like, this could be anywhere in the world. Look. Oh man. And people fall for this shit on the news. This could be anywhere. One
a
truck.
lot of times,
Ooh.
a lot of times, you know, with wars and stuff and other things happening with the government and all that, and then the world is the saying is follow the money, right? Or another way of saying it is who benefits. So World War II, who benefited? Well, certain people got a whole entire country. That's who benefited.
Don't worry, Ellen Trump will save us. Oh man.
What is that? Is that the one Last President book with Barron and all that?
I don't know. I think so. Mark said that
Yeah.
I've seen that book. I never read it. I meant to, but then I just never got to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these people are allegedly known to fund both sides of the war.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like,
war is money.
You know, I've been trying to find my ancestors that are in Poland and Germany, but that's not easy. I've heard Germany's been taken over by people from India. Like, I don't know.
You know, I'm half
taken over.
You know, I'm half Polish. I was born in what used to be called Czechoslovakia. It's Czechia now. But a lot of Czechs are like part Polish, part Czech, part German. A lot of Polish are part German, part Polish, because they're right next to each other. You know.
See, and when I tell people I'm German and Polish, I've had Polish people not let me chill. Like, I remember I had a friend that was Polish, He was blonde hair, blue eyes. It's supposed to be like 100% Polish or whatever. I don't fucking know. But she asked me, what I was, and I said I'm German and Polish, and that was it, man. She didn't like me after that. I don't know. I was young. But, between that and school, like I didn't tell many people I was German. My best friends I did, but not in school. I wouldn't, because they shit on German people so bad in history. But then when I started researching, I find out that most of that shit is lies. And then the way Israel's acting, it all makes sense to me now. And then I find out that Israel or the Jewish people started with Germany. This is coming from people from Germany. So I don't know. I didn't live back then, but I know one thing. From what I see from Israel now, why would it be any different back then? It seems like they've been trying to, the way Netanyahu says it, we're coloring the world blue, right? It seems like they've been trying to do that for a long time. And by any means necessary, they'll do it. And it don't help when you got Trump sucking Yahoo's dick. These politicians are soft, and it makes me wonder what they got on them to make them fall in line. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they set them up. Like, bring a young girl.
I mean, isn't that what Epstein was all about?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think he's dead, and I don't think his wife either, and I don't think she's in prison either. Someone made a good point. They said because if you look at the Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever her name is, if you look at the one that's in prison, and then you line it up with older pictures, that dude Brian from Here's the Deal did a good job doing that. They're not the same. The ears are off, the nose is off, the eyes are off, the eyelids are different. And someone in the comments said they sent her to a minimum prison and probably made the switch in Texas. And that's a good idea, man. That's a good theory, because a new prison, new people, you can make a switch then, put a lookalike in. Right. And they'll pay that lookalike crazy money. If someone offered me $50 million, that's what I would want. To go sit in a prison, I'd be like, I want $100 million. Some shit.
Especially a nice prison, like supposedly the one that they said they sent.
Medium. Yeah, medium.
Secure.
I've been to a medium prison. They're fucking cakewalks. You work.
Yeah.
You have a medium prison, man, it was like almost being free. Almost. It was damn close. I had outside clearance. I went to work outside the prison. Like,
oh wow, I didn't know they do that.
Yeah, you can't have violent charges or escape.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, even max security prisons have outside clearance. Like I didn't go like far. I went outside the fences to cut the grass and shit. Shit. And no one watched us either. They'd be like, go do your job. So you could leave if you could have ran. Anyone could have ran if they wanted, but it'd be stupid because you're going to get 5 years automatic added. And most people there only have 2 years or less. Why would you fuck it up and get 5 years added? But anyway, I don't think those people, they have too much connections and too much money. And I don't even think that's P. Diddy. Like, I have my opinions about that too. I mean, money is everything, man, in this crooked world.
Was he blackmailing people too, like Epstein? Was he like recording people doing crazy shit?
But that's what was said.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, like,
I'm not familiar.
If you
with
look
the whole
who groomed Diddy, like they were saying, look at who groomed Diddy. Like all these older Jewish people are known for that stuff. And that's what I mean by being Jewish. You could be any walk of life and become a Jew. Trump's German and he's considered a Jew. Rothschild was a German. He's considered a Jew. All these people.
Ivanka Trump she converted to Jewishness or whatever it's called, because Jared Kushner, her husband, and therefore her kids. So his grandkids are literal Jews. Trump's daughter and grandkids.
It's like a gang and shit, right?
Right. Remember Biden?
And
He announced that he's a Zionist. What the fuck?
that's crazy. Yeah, they're all bought out. Shit. Allegedly Biden was dead, and that, it makes me wonder how many of these politicians wear a mask. Because I personally think it's like a Scooby-Doo episode, this world. These people wear masks, all type of shit. Who knows what they could do with the technology, too. So I forgot who brought it up, but they said, what if there is no government? And, that would be wild. If these people are running the world and it's all a fucking circus, like a joke. And people just go along with it.
Yeah. It's fake. Yeah.
I would not doubt it. I would
Fake
not doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
some
you've got
people. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say about like a lot of people say Trump makes decisions. He's just the face. There's people behind him.
Right.
We know who. And there's people behind those people. There's people we don't even see that are the powerful ones pulling the strings. Puppet masters. We don't even know who they are. So yeah,
Like Eyes Wide
it is
Shut.
fake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got to see your new video, Eyes Wide Shut. I think, yeah, I've seen it. You dropped a new video. I think it was you, yeah. Yeah, this whole thing, man. And I didn't realize how big Iran was either, man. Like, and what's crazy? The same thing I watched play out with 9/11 is playing out again. I remember seeing the oil wells were burning, the skies were pissing oil out of them, and it was black.
Yep.
They're doing it again. Now they're saying Trump is using the same tactics as Bush. Oh, weapons of mass destruction. They have atomic bombs there.
Yep.
Like, you think we're going to fall for that again?
And people do, dude. That's the thing that I don't get. There's so many people, after they lied to us into a war with Iraq, weapons of mass destruction. There were no weapons of mass destruction. Even our CIA told Bush there are no weapons of mass destruction. We went to war with Iraq anyways. After all that, people still believe the government when it comes to this shit, dude. I have friends who just don't get it, dude. It's sad.
Yeah? Huh. Yeah, that's true. The internet isn't everything, but I see a lot of people on the internet saying we ain't gonna fall for this again and that. But yeah, it's just a small majority. Like Eyes Wide Shut said, people aren't stupid. You're right.
I try to, educate people, but they still look at us as like we're conspiracy theorists or we're crazy or we're for the enemy. Like what?
That psychological war at its finest, man. It's the psychological war works so good. They'll defend the lie, man. They'll defend the slave master too.
Yep.
That's a good massive boss. Massive's good.
You're right. Yeah.
And I don't even got respect for cops. I don't care if they got a family and they're good at home. That's at home. I'm talking about when they put that dumbass clown suit on. They've lost all their morals. They're order followers. They don't care if it's wrong. Even when they arrive on the scene,
I don't know. It's wild. I've seen videos where civilians will jump out their car and help the cop. When the cop's beating someone down, the civilians will come. And I'm like, one day, a civilian is going to help a cop, and they're going to get fucked over. They're going to
Oh,
get
yeah.
sued so hard. You know, people don't even think what they're doing. Like, how do
Yeah.
you know that it's not the cop's fault and you're helping them?
Right.
But, yeah, cops are
You know what they say
raging
about
war
the
against
cops?
us.
You know what they say about cops? The biggest gang in your town is your local police department.
That's facts.
It is. I definitely believe that after they jumped me, they acted like a gang, you know?
They are a gang. Like, I was looking into common law too, and like even the Constitution, I'm more of a person that just lives by right. Like, you know what's wrong when you do something wrong. You feel it within you. You know, like stealing or certain things. Like if you kill someone, I mean, it ain't self-defense. I don't know. You know, I just don't go around. I wouldn't go around just killing people for nothing. My life would have to be in serious danger.
Right.
But like the Constitution, you have a right to bear arms. You know, but then they put all these laws. Like these people don't care about. You know, the politicians don't give a fuck. Their whole main goal is to fuck us over. A lot of people know that, but not enough. It is wild that I don't know. It's sad to see a country from what the country used to be. Like when I forgot all about that TWA 800 flight when our own fucking Navy military shot down. The same thing happened with that. It was supposed to be a simulation, a war game. And they try to say they even the guy that they were interviewing that was on the ship right next to the captain on the same ship that shot down that plane. He came out and talked about it. They told him to shut up. All the years he didn't say nothing. He was afraid that. But good thing he came out and said something. But anyway, that goes to show, man, that's wild. I forgot how many people died on that flight.
Are you talking about the Iranian one or a different flight? Because we shot out
I don't know.
passenger.
It happened when I was 15, so that was 1996 or 95, something like that. And it was over Connecticut. I just don't remember that.
Okay, that was different. I thought you were talking about there was a passenger plane, I think about 200 people on it. Not military, not anything. And America fucking bombed it, shot it down, killed all the Iranian citizens, you know, civilians on it. This was years ago, but everybody forgets about that, you know. They're the terrorists, but we're the ones blowing up planes.
You know how many times Israel has done stuff to America and they sweep it under the rug and blame? Come to find out, Israel had a lot to do with 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
And it all makes sense because so many things, man. People always bring up Building 7. Yeah, okay. But I'm talking about the Patriot Act. I'm talking about all this stuff that's war on the people. TSA, you know, you got to go through TSA inspections just to fly on a fucking plane. You got to go through all this security. All that was part of the Patriot Act. And
the Department of Homeland Security didn't exist until 9/11.
Damn, I didn't know that one. And then everything we do on this phone is recorded and stored in the cloud. As a matter of fact, I got a data center right down the street from where I live already. Now, I'm doing a lot of research on these data centers. And one thing that I come to find out
isn't where there's data centers, there's reservoirs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could find a reservoir, there'll be a data center near it. They're going to use these reservoirs to cool these data centers, and that's going to fuck our
Right.
drinking water up even worse.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
who
they're already
knows what
polluting.
radiation pollution we're going to get too.
Mm-hmm.
One of them things that I forgot they used to be in the house, the modems.
Right.
Now, I've heard so many cases of modems getting people sick, getting cancer and shit. So those are like modems times a million. The big ass boxes, those are huge fucking modems, basically.
Yeah.
They're all hooked up to the internet, storing all our information, man. You know, that's detrimental. That's going to be the ultimate slave system. Like, anything you say.
Are you familiar with the company Palantir?
Yeah. I've been looking into them too. Yep.
They're the big government contractor who uses AI, but they buy all our information. They'll buy Google data on you. They'll buy Facebook, all the social media, your internet company, your medical records, all your records, dude. They put in their database and they run AI on it. And yeah, you're right. They want to get to the point where you can't do one thing without it being in a database. And it's all a matter of control. They'll be able to control us.
Yep.
That's the future of AI, basically, is the government using it.
I seen a
on
lady
us.
do a crime. Check this shit. I seen a lady do a crime. Man, within 24, I'm talking, I forgot how quick it was. Probably within 24 hours, the detective, everything she did, man, every phone call, every transaction, everywhere she went. Once they found out, well, there's cameras everywhere. I don't care where you are. There's a camera somewhere.
Yep.
Shit, they probably even got cameras above our heads that could zoom down. But everything you do, man, like they could probably go in that cloud right now and be like, all right, Mr. Waj, you Tuesday of this date, you left your house at this time. There's cameras outside, right? Like on every pole. It looks down right down my street. And I was thinking this one day. I was like, damn, everywhere I went, from the time I left my house to the time I got back on the bus, there's cameras on the buses, there's cameras everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
People be like, oh, one day it's going to be like China. It already is.
Yeah, I was watching a thing
one
on.
day's now.
I was watching a thing on China, and there's a city where like 90% of their crimes are solved within 24 hours. That's how much they know about their people. And people say, like you said, oh, that's China, but not in America. Well, in China, they let you know. They're like, you're using this app. We know everything about you, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's in the know. Over here, it's social media companies, internet companies that don't tell us that this is being used this is going to a government database.
Because they know it wouldn't fly if they said it in the beginning. They're trying to get people to get it written in law. And even just because it's law, don't make it right. People think because it's law, man, you know, that makes it right. It don't. You know, all these traffic laws is insane. Like, you're not even free to drive down the fucking street, right? And you know, cops, it don't matter. They'll find a reason to pull you over. They'll think of something. And how many cases have I seen where people got arrested and their cases get thrown out? You know, because they know it's wrong, but still they got put in cuffs. They got put in a cell. They had to go through all that. Their car gets towed. Then you find out. You know how many police departments? I found this shit. I think it was in Philadelphia. Guess who owned the fucking towing companies? The people who worked at the police department.
No shit.
When I found that out, I said, get the fuck out of here.
That
Talk
makes
about,
sense.
oh my God. I said, how many fucking cops own these tow companies? They all help each other out. The ambulance. They'll beat the shit out of you and they'll, let's call the ambulance. They're making money. The fire department, like, they're all in on it, man. And it's sad, man. To watch this country get worse and worse, and no one wants to do nothing about it. Nothing is going to get better until we decide to make it better. And I don't have all the answers, you know. People want to see these people in prison. We'd have to do it ourselves because the courts are so fucking rigged and bought out. You got everything stacked against you in court. That shit ain't going to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So picture trying to bring these so-called presidents or whatever in the courtroom with all the money they got. It wouldn't even fly, man. They would buy the whole courtroom out in a second. And then you got people waiting on Jesus to come save the day. It's like, man, I don't know, man. They say the people that are sane and have common sense are considered crazy. But the people waiting on invisible people to come save them aren't crazy. They're sane.
Yeah, there's
whatever.
It's flipped. Yep.
And I try to, you know, I used to pray back in the days, man. And then one day I said, man, my prayers never get answered. And I was telling myself, I said, the only one that ever answered my prayers was me, by me putting in the work to get these things. You know.
That's how prayer is supposed to work. That's the way I look at it. Let's say I pray to get a job. Let's say I don't have a job and I got to feed my family and I'm praying. And then if I just sit back and I'm on the internet all day and I'm like, man, God's not answering my prayers. I don't have a job. It's because I didn't do anything. You got to like meet the prayer halfway. So you say the prayer
Right.
and then you go apply. Then you go look for jobs and you connect with people. You know what I'm saying? You got to do like you said. You answered your own prayer. It's pretty much like that. Yeah.
I was like, man, I can remember times asking the so-called God for forgiveness. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't even forgive myself. And I'm asking some invisible guy, like all these things that started the common sense would kick in. And I'd be like, yo, they got us fucking going insane with this shit, man. And then when you start to question things, they'd be like, that's blasphemous.
Yeah.
He's already defending this shit, man. I have tons of friends that are super religious, and that's fine, man. I'm not knocking people. I'm just speaking how I see it.
Yeah, your experience.
I have a relationship with, you know, I personally think we are God, not the creator that created all this, the energy that exists to make everything exist. Because if the energy wasn't flowing, we wouldn't exist. We'd cease to exist. No energy was flowing through us, we would flop to the ground and die. It'd be like turning a light switch off.
Right.
And that goes for everything. There's energy everywhere. That's what I consider to be God or the creator, all that. But I don't truly know if that's factual. You know, I'm just going by how I see it. You know,
yeah. I mean, on a physical level, material level, we're the same. We're made of the same stuff the universe is made of. We're all one. We're all one thing. If you think about it, you zoom out, you know. I can see that, what you're saying.
Like even I used to shit on the Bible a lot. I was in and out with it, but now I see when I look at the Bible or some scriptures, I see things totally different. I get it now. The way I was being shown a lot of scriptures was wrong, and how a lot of so-called preachers will use a Bible to deceive people. Probably dangerous all preachers because they're taught to do it that way.
Yeah.
And there probably is preachers who know the so-called truth, but they still use it as a weapon.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And religion's a huge business, man. And it gets more.
Dude, I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, my bad.
I was just gonna say, I think the almighty source or creator isn't the one in the Bible. Put it that way. not at all. Not even when I was a child, I would think to myself, like 9, 10, 11, around there, I was just like, why do people fear God? You know, what is there to fear? Wouldn't the creator be a loving, caring source, not some jealous fucking sky poppy, that's gonna fucking strike you down, right? Like, I don't know about that savage motherfucker in the Bible. Who knows how many times these books have been rewritten too. But there's some good stuff in these books. I can't deny that. But as far as sky daddies and all that, no, I ain't falling for that shit. I don't think I've ever fallen for it. I used to like sit in church and be like, how like Catholic churches, they got all these priests and shit. Cause my gramps was Catholic.
Yeah.
My mother
grew
was
up
raised Catholic.
Yeah.
And my mother said, I asked my mother, I said, did you get me baptized? My mother said, no. She says,
wow.
after what I went through, I wanted you to make your own decision. And I said, man, I was thankful for that, because
yeah, that's awesome.
I used to sit in church and be like, these people think they got a better relationship with the creator than you, like when we're all equal. But yeah. I think it's all up to us, man, to make things better. And I think that's why the television pumps so much, like killing out. The music, a lot of the music talks about like all types of sexual shit, and just negativity is pumped out all the time, especially on TVs, like the news 24/7. They're pumping out negativity and uploading it to your mind. History in school, they want to teach you we've always been at war and all this stuff. War, division, hate, fucking. They want people, so you're constantly in a negative mind state, and that's not counting. You got to stress about bills, survival. You got to eat. All this fucking shit is a constant worry and stress. That's what type of mind state they want to keep people in. If you back someone against the wall, they can't survive. They need to eat. They're going to commit crimes. There's no other option.
Fight or flight response.
They took everything from us. No one what has a piece of land to raise their family on. Slowly but surely they just snatched the rug out from everyone. No one will ever so-called own anything. Everyone should have a little piece of land to raise a family on, have a little like, garden, grow their own food, have a little farm. I think everyone in this world could have 2 or 3 acres of land for their family, and there'd still be land left.
Easily. Yeah. Yep.
I've driven 7 hours up to Maine, and at least 3 hours I drove and didn't see a fucking house. That's 3 hours of woods driving 70 miles an hour on a highway. And you mean to tell me all the land's taken up? That don't make sense.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I've driven across from coast to coast practically several times, and 99% of it is bare land. Like there's no homes, no nothing. It's not even farms. You do have a lot of farms everywhere too, but there's so much extra land, dude. It's insane when people say that there's not enough to go around. Especially like you said, if everybody's growing, how are you going to have a food shortage if everybody's growing? Yep, America's a big giant country.
Fuck.
JK says
What's up,
Northern
JK?
Maine. Yeah, he says Northern Maine, the lumber companies on most of the timber own most of the timber woodlands that you see. So are they still logging in Maine? I don't know. To me, that's weird that in 2026 we're still logging. That's wild.
Man, I don't know. I just
Mm-hmm.
I try not to like. I don't know. This shit frustrates me seeing these politicians get away, and many other things through my life that I went through. It gets old, man. Like at some point in time, karma's got to stomp these fucking losers out, man. You know, everyone deserves a second chance, but I don't know, man. I don't know if there's any coming back from the crimes they committed. You know, bombing, giving the order to bomb schools. Yeah, they didn't do it themselves, but they still gave the order. To me, that's just as guilty.
Mm-hmm. They say those who live. This is actually from the Bible. The quote that says, "Those who live by the sword die by the sword." It's kind of like karma. It's you know, if you go bomb a country, you're gonna get bombed. And one country that's experiencing that right now is Israel, with all the shit they did, bomb the fuck out of Gaza and Lebanon and all that. They're getting the shit bombed out of them too right now, and it's like karma's a bitch.
But Netanyahu, he ain't gonna suffer. It's gonna be
No, it's
innocent
the people.
that
Yeah, it's always the people. You're right.
not the piece of shit Netanyahu or Trump or any of these pieces of shit. You know, people tell me all the time, you know, I should watch what I say. I ain't scared of these people, man. I'm not gonna stop speaking how I see things. It don't scare me one bit. You know, Jesus stories. I think if Jesus existed, he was a man that stood against the government.
And
They didn't like
the
it.
religious too. The religious people who were
religion.
coordinating with the government. Yep.
Jesus even says, "You're God." Like, but whatever. You know, people believe. It's more about what you know than what you believe. Paper mills, yeah. And Maine's beautiful. When I went to Maine,
Yeah.
man, I was in shock. And one thing I remember about driving to Maine was a lot of uphill. Maine is pretty high above fucking the sea level. And I know that was shore and stuff, but to go inland, you're going up in the mountains and stuff. It's beautiful. There's a lot of elevation. It's beautiful up there. I went there one time in my life with this girl that I was seeing. Her family, we drove up there. I drove for 7 hours. That shit was crazy. It was a long drive. Can't find my fucking headphone case. The fuck did I do with it? My headphones are gonna die. Oh well.
I drove from Chicago to Arizona several times and back. 30 hours of driving. Like being in the car, 30 hours. Fucking insane.
Holy shit. Huh. That's weird.
You still smoke weed?
Oh, me, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had some.
Oh, man.
I'd be blazing up.
Pep a little more.
Hell yeah, weed's a good thing to plant. Like even that too, the war on drugs. You know, look, the war on drugs. That's so funny, man. It's war on the people. Like, who are the government to tell you you can't sniff some coke or sniff some dope or smoke some weed?
If you're not
But
hurting anybody.
that's illegal. But
Right.
when you got cancer, they'll give you some heroin. Oh, that's legal heroin, right? Or fentanyl.
Right.
They try to tell someone that, oh, this isn't street fentanyl, this is hospital fentanyl, right? It's all the same. It's fentanyl. These people are funny, man. The hospital.
You know,
I remember the first time I seen fentanyl was in 2000 and fuck, I think it was like 2004. And I used to do like perks. That's how I started doing perks. Was I broke my ankle and they were giving me mad Percocets. A doctor. I had like 90 perks with 3 refills. They were fucking loading me up with perks. I used to sell them for like $7 a piece. This was a long time ago. And fucking then Oxycontins, those came into play. And then when I went to prison, I quit all that. But I remember seeing this woman, I think it was going somewhere, and she was sucking on a fentanyl patch. I didn't know what it was. She said, this is fentanyl. And it was like a gel patch. And I remember her, that's the first time I ever heard about fentanyl. So then when the shit started to hit the streets, I don't remember how long ago this was, fentanyl. I don't remember when it first started, but I was like, damn. Maybe 10 years ago was the first time I heard it hitting the streets. I don't know. All the heroin fizzled out, and now it's nothing but fentanyl, I guess. Heroin don't exist. So, because I think most of the heroin's going to the hospitals. You know, America is #1 with cancer. You don't see people in South America dying of cancer or people in Asia. Only in America, man. And no one really questions why.
Yeah, the rates of cancer have increased like tenfold from like 100 years ago. It's gotten to the point where 1 out of 3 people, I think, gets cancer. So if there's 3 dudes you're hanging out, one of them in their lifetime is going to get cancer. I already have cancer. I know so many people. It's insane.
Yeah, I lost my brother to cancer. I lost a couple friends to cancer, and I just lost another good friend of mine to cancer. She had lung cancer, and the irony of that, she quit smoking like 13 years, and I was like, damn. And then she got lung cancer. I was like, fuck. And that goes to show, who knows what that's from? That could be from them spraying the skies. It could be from the weed she was smoking. There could be chemicals in it. Who knows, man? You know, I don't put anything past nowadays.
It could be from pumping gas. Every time we go to pump gas, we increase our chances of getting cancer from the fumes.
Wow.
And like you said, it could be anything: the food, the air, the water, fucking medicine, like just about everything, it seems like. It's almost as if they want us to have cancer.
Yeah, it's $1 trillion business. That's why I said that in my rhyme.
Yep.
And they call it the Hippocratic Oath. Bunch of hypocrites under the Hippocratic Oath, yo. Their Hippocratic Oath is hypocrisy. It's a fucking joke. Those nurses and doctors will lie to your face. You know, I wonder how many people that never had cancer were lied to and said, oh, you got a mass here or there. And then they got radiation treatment, killed them. Like, it makes me wonder how much they get paid every time someone dies, these hospitals. I think the hospital killed my roommate. That's just how I see it, because it's a lot of variables that don't add up to me. And that's why I don't go to hospitals. Like, I don't trust those motherfuckers. I gotta be like an inch from death to get me in the hospital. And I'll still probably be like, just let me die.
I had kidney cancer, but it was pretty apparent something was wrong because I started pissing blood,
Blood?
and then it
Oh,
turned
man.
black. So I was pissing
What?
black piss.
Oh, that's dark blood, probably.
Yeah, dark old
Blackness
blood.
could be like if you had internal bleeding, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the
Maybe
kidney,
that's it.
yeah, bleeding and older
That's
blood.
wild.
Yeah. It freaked me out. It was so weird, man. And
It's
it
freaking
was
me
going
out
on.
because my health's deteriorating myself. I don't really talk about it, but I wonder myself, like, man, anything's possible nowadays. You know, the shit we breathe in when we're outside, the water is terrible. And a lot of people don't want to call these people out. Like, people are scared to say stuff. You know, when in the 90s, there would have been a revolution in a heartbeat. But then 9/11 happened. And I think either these warriors fell for a lot of warriors that were good warriors are probably in prison for the rest of their life or dead and gone. Like, the 90s was different, man. People talk shit about a lot of organizations and gangs, but yeah, they were tainted and stuff. But a lot of organizations started, you know, from their people being oppressed by the police and shit. People weren't having it anymore. And yeah, of course, just like anything else, you get the wrong people in there, and they, you know, we use power for, what's that saying? Power corrupts. Damn, Brian always says that. And here's the deal: he says power corrupts. I forgot how it goes, but
Oh, how does it go?
power
Power corrupts and
corrupts
ultimate.
absolutely, or
Yeah,
something. Anyone
absolute
in the
power
chat know it?
corrupts absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. People have been smoking for ages. Yeah, it's not the tobacco that'll kill you, it's the chemicals in it. You know, just like people say, oh, meat will kill you. No, meat don't kill you. It's the shit they're putting in the animals. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
you have
saying your body
people.
was meant to eat meat, but damn, it ain't the meat. I don't think that's killing people. It's the steroids and who knows what else they're injecting these poor animals, man. I feel bad for these animals.
Yeah, hormones. God knows what else. Yeah. I invoke the Louisiana Purchase Agreement of 1871, the oath of office. We, the people, have the right to abolish rogue, treasonous government, hold a constitutional convention of states. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I
Something
never
like
looked
that
that up.
was said in the Constitution, too. Something was said in the Constitution. We have a right to overthrow a treasonous government by law. You know, the true so-called law of the land that was written way before these tyrannical fucks added. The Constitution wasn't supposed to be nothing added to it. It was supposed to be set in stone, and that's it. You know, freedom of speech, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But some people say the founding fathers, it was meant for the people, the elite. I personally think those motherfuckers stole it for themselves. Just like any bad person comes along and fucks it up for everyone. There's always someone that comes along and will take something good and fuck it up for everyone. Every single one of them are not nothing but public service on Capitol Hill. You're right. But the problem is when you get into the courtroom, you're outnumbered by treasonous pieces of shit. And even if you're right and they're wrong, you'll be considered wrong and they'll be right. You know, I've seen a lot of people lose in court that they were 100% in the innocent, and they were still found guilty. You know, because the government is crooked, man. It's the Declaration of Independence 2.0. Yeah, all them parasites, man, they need to be extinguished. That's just my opinion. I don't care. Let them come and say, well, we were looking on your live stream, Mr. Waz, and you said this. Yeah, I did say it. I wouldn't even open the door for them anyway. They need to kick my door down. I'll be talking to them through the door. And they kick my door down. Well, it'll be 4th of July in this bitch. There's a cop outside my house directing traffic. He tried to say hi to me this morning, and I just looked at him with this look and kept walking. I gave him the most evil look ever. I was in a bad mood anyway.
Cops gave me PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I got PTSD from the cops fucking with me. To this day,
I never got beat down by them, but I definitely got harassed by them so much growing up, man. They would jump out and search me. I've gotten searched so many times, man, and arrested. And back then, I didn't know what an illegal search was. I didn't know a lot of my so-called rights back then. I could have sued and done so much that I just didn't know. So they took advantage of that. And the public defenders are no better. They're working with the judge and the prosecutor. Not all of them suck. I've had one good one. I had this one good public defender. I shit you not, man. This dude was good. One out of all of them I ever had. One who was truly on my side, who truly got me the best deal ever. But other than that, yeah, they do suck. You might get one here and there that truly wants to do his job, but he won't last long. They'll get him out of there.
Right.
Real. If there's anyone that's truly for the people, they don't want him around. You know? You know, when people are like, Trump, he's going to save the day. He's going to fix our country. People believe that. And once again, Trump failed the people. And yet, motherfuckers will vote for the next dummy. Oh, this guy's different, man. He's going to. And it happens again and again. And people just don't get it, man. They just don't. It blows my mind. How many times you gonna burn your hand on the stove? You might as well just put your face in that shit. Just fuck it. Go all out. Light yourself on fire. Just fuck it. You might as well. Candy said, okay, now my mind is right.
Just got done a puffing. Cheers.
Yeah, weed's good.
Weed saved my life a few times.
I gotta wait till next week, but I'll have some weed. I gotta wait.
I'm not sure. Is it legal where you're at? Or whatever they call it? Do you guys have dispensaries where you're at? Is it legal?
Yeah. In Connecticut, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have dispensaries. But I get my herb from my connect. He always has some fire.
Nice.
It's like 25 an eighth, which ain't bad. It's not bad. Some dispensaries have trash. I've had people go in dispensaries and the weed's all dried out, and this is terrible. I hate dry weed. I mean, I've smoked some good dry weed before, but still, I don't like it when it's all dried out. And then you go to break it up and it turns to dust.
It's a big problem here in Arizona. It's so dry in the desert. But what the dispensaries are doing now, or starting to finally, it put these humidity packs inside the packaging, which does help a little bit for a little bit. But yeah, dry weed sucks.
Oh, I'm mistaken that candy. Sorry, and it's not legal to where if you got an ID, it's legal. Put it that way. But the police really don't give a fuck about weed anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's a dickhead cop, he probably could use it, but for the most part, they don't even care about that shit no more. Because it's pretty much legal. You know, they still have the control over it, but I refuse to get an ID for all the times that they arrested me when I was younger, ruined my fucking life over weed. Nah, I'm not paying the government shit. Fuck you and your ID. I'm gonna smoke weed regardless. I wouldn't give the government a penny, and who knows what they're putting in that dispensary weed too. I got trust issues when it comes to the government. People be like, Chuck, man, you got trust issues. You think everyone's out to get you. That's a good way to think. You always stay on your toes. If it's the government, I definitely don't trust them. Every time you let the government take control of anything, we're fucking idiots for doing that. But hey, what do I know?
But it's just it's run on corruption, literally. Like we literally have lobbies. There are millions of people. So they're like the Jewish lobby, APAC. I think it's millions of people belong to this lobby, and they tell our politicians what they want done, and the politicians do it for money. And that's how this shit runs, dude. Who pays off? Who can pay off the most to somebody?
I don't know. You know, I hate to say it, man, but America's done. It's conquered. It's over. Um, the police are militarized. There's cameras everywhere.
And you know where the police
And no
went to
one's
get
standing up for
militarized?
nothing, man. You know, no one
You
can't
know,
come together for anything in this country. We're fucked. We're fucked.
at some point, the police went, they changed their tactics. They're now taught to escalate a situation. Um, they learned that from the Israeli military, I believe the IDF, when our like police chiefs and shit would go to Israel and literally get trained on the tactics, come back and train the police on
Yeah,
the
they want to put
tactics.
fear to scare people. They want to put
Yes,
fear into you.
yes.
And
Escalate it, get handcuffs on you as soon as possible. You know, you're guilty. Boom, bada
it
bing.
ain't gonna stop until motherfuckers get their wigs blown off. I hate to say that, but it ain't gonna stop till people start standing their ground. Other than that, bullies won't stop bullying. And I'm not saying to go do that, but at one point in time, it might take that. You know, if this motherfucker is gonna sign to where police could run up in your crib with no warrant, what do you think's gonna happen at that point? That's giving the police a green light to do whatever they want. That's
Well,
terrible. That is no joke.
I believe it was
They already
under
beat the shit
Obama.
out of you for out headlight. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I got pulled over once for the little bulb by your license plate. Chick cop pulls me over for a light bulb being out, and she pulls out a gun on me for no fucking reason, dude. And she used it like as if I was a criminal because my light bulb was out or something. Like she was afraid I'm trying to hide my license plate number or some shit. It was ridiculous, dude. I was pissed. I don't like fucking guns in my face. Nobody does. And in the end, I just got a little ticket.
cops do everything with no retaliation for the most part. You know, like I
Yeah.
seen a video yesterday where the cops slammed this dude in the police station against a metal desk on his face. Boom, handcuffed. And I was thinking, man, if that motherfucker did that shit to me, I'd be like, all right, bet. I'll find out where that motherfucker lives and retaliate on him. Because I hate to say it, but bullies never stop bullying until they get their jaw broke. Police are definitely the biggest gang in the world.
What I was gonna say a little bit earlier, with the tactics and stuff. I believe it was under Obama, soon as he became president, with the NDA, National, whatever it's called, and NDA, not an NDA, whatever it's called. It's like it was kind of like an addition to the Patriot Act or Patriot Act 2. But anyways, they allowed our government to snatch us up from the streets, like citizen, not citizen, it doesn't matter. They could just, and they actually do that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And now
Look at
they
ICE.
do it.
That's definitely more on the people.
Yes, yes, they're taking advantage of that law or whatever it is. Yep, exactly. That's really fucked up, dude. When I started seeing videos of people just walking down the street and all of a sudden there's 4 or 5 masked fucking men all geared up military style, and you don't know if they're fucking criminals or who, you have no idea, and they just fucking throw you in a van or whatever. I'm like, is this America that I grew up in? Like, what happened? Fuck.
And they know it's gonna. They want a civil war to start. They're egging that shit on. You know, they know people are gonna get tired. And whatever. I don't have all the answers, but I know one thing: they're not gonna stop. They're gonna keep implementing laws.
Oh yeah.
I don't have all the answers. I know war is definitely not an answer, but walking away isn't the answer either. And that's just my opinion, because you're letting these parasites linger, and they're just gonna get they're gonna come back for more and more and more. It's not gonna stop. Look how many dummies back them. How many idiots become cops, and none of them are good. Because if they were a good cop, when a cop is doing something wrong, you see in these videos, they come in and help the cop. They don't be like, hey, man, relax. That ain't right. None of them say that. They join right in.
Yep.
You know? So there is no good cops. I don't give a fuck if they got a family. People are like, but Chuck, man, they got a family too. Man, they know what the fuck they're doing on a job. I don't care if they got family and children. How many people have cops taken from other people's family? You know what I mean? Like, okay, they got a family and they're good outside the job. I'm talking about them in a uniform. I'm not talking about them at home with their family. And how many cops beat their wife? That's a known fact. So, and no one becomes Brian said a good quote, or whatever you want to call it. He said, no one becomes a cop and then becomes a psychopath. A psychopath becomes a cop. And that's fucking true, yo. Just like a psychopath joins the military, they want to go kill. That's the only reason most people join the military, is to learn how to kill. That's a fact. I wanted to join the military to learn how to kill when I was younger. It's the only reason people do it, man. And then when they become a killer, they regret it. They all come home and be like, I have nightmares and this and that. Well, you got what you wanted. You wanted to be a murderer. So now live with it. Or they're missing a leg. All types of shit. But anyway, I know people don't like my viewpoints, but it's true. Not everyone has been through the same thing with police either, so they don't see it the way that some people see it, you know? When I see a cop intervene, when a cop's doing something wrong, then I'll say that's a good cop. But until then, I'd never seen one, not one, never. My whole life, I've never seen a good cop, never. And the police policing the police, you know, when a cop commits a crime and then the police come in and investigate, what do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna get away with it.
Yeah, they get paid time off for a few months while investigations and this and that, and then in the end, they're not found guilty or the case gets dropped or this that. In the end, who benefited? The cop.
Mm-hmm.
He got to fucking
No, I'm
have
not
free
saying to
money.
go kill cops. I'm not saying to go kill cops. I'm not saying to go start wars. But I
Definitely
truly
not.
think
Yeah.
it's going to take people to come together and arrest these politicians on our own. They deserve to be in prison at least for a long time for war crimes and worse. I don't have all the answers, but the people need to get their fucking head out their ass.
I don't know if you ever seen these videos from Arizona. A few years ago, they started coming out showing a bunch of these where it's the cops just beating the fuck out of people for no reason. And it's gotten better because they were known for that here. Literally, people were so afraid of the cops, and finally, they made some changes.
That's, man,
It still
you know,
happens, but it's not as like prolific, you know.
man, listen, people who call the police should know better. Yeah, I've seen people call the police for an argument here at this building, and there'd be 30 cops
Yeah,
just wanting to stomp someone out. They
and
want,
then
look,
they
cops
shoot your
look for
dog.
problems. They look
Yep.
for problems. They don't protect and serve. They terrorize.
Yep. You call for help, and they
Last
come
time
over
I
and they shoot
checked, though,
your
they
dog.
took that slogan. They took that slogan off their car here in where I live at
To serve and
Connecticut. I don't
protect.
think it's on there. Yeah. Because that's not what they do.
No.
And they train people here in the police department. They run like the military all the time. I see them training cops, and a lot of them. There's at least 40 every month running and training. Every month, they're constantly hiring these because I think it's going to be a point in time real soon. Real soon, Trump even said it. It's take the guns, and then they want to take all the weapons away from people. And I think that's why they're getting this many numbers of police, and that's why they're going to give police tanks and even the cities. They want to. It's going to come to the point where the police are going to fully look like a military, and that's when they're going to come for the people. This shit ain't no joke. People think it's a game. Like, I don't really talk about this a lot because there's really no point to talk. But it's going to come to that point in time. That's why I always say it's going to be too late at that point for a lot of people. You know, at that point, I'm out. I already got my plan in place. The way Trump's talking about, it's funny because Trump was like, I'm pro Second Amendment. I think everyone should have their guns. And when he gets in, he's like, take the guns.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. They're all hypocrites and liars, man. But people still sucking Trump's dick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all the MAGA people are coming out and saying, oh, I made a mistake. I should have listened. I've seen this time and time again, man. It just gets played out.
Yeah.
But I'm the crazy one. People be like, Chuck, you shouldn't talk about that.
No,
You're
something like from the
my cats are. My cat. I gotta go to the fucking store. Go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, I was just saying that they did some polls to see how Americans feel about the war. Republicans, 75% of Republicans think that going to war with Iran is a good idea. Pretty much almost all of Trump's people think it's, MAGA and Republicans are for the war. They're still in the propaganda cycle, the war on their minds.
Shit, I'm being taken to court. I got a letter in the fucking mail, man, by my roommate's family. Isn't that some shit, man?
What?
I'm being taken to probate court. Man, it's some wild shit. I got a letter. I'm not going. You know, petitioner. Yeah, I'm not going to this shit, man. The petitioner. Oh, I'm gonna call these people. You know, it's about my roommate's ashes. You know, I should be a dick and go just to tell my roommate's sister, where the fuck were you for 11 years when I was taking care of my roommate? I was thinking about this. I said, I should go just to be an asshole. Because I had a deal with my roommate that when my roommate passes, to take the ashes and dump it somewhere nice. I could be a dick because I was put down. I could be a dick and tell her to fuck off if I really wanted to stand my ground. But that's her family. You know, I think about that too. I'd be like, well, you know, I wouldn't want someone to do that to me from my family. But still, where was this so-called sister for 11 years when my roommate was sick? Nowhere to be seen. Didn't try to find them. So, I don't know. I got to see. I think maybe I could be wrong. I think oh, there's a bunch of people on this list, huh? Oh, I get what this is now. I think they're trying to find these people to take the ashes. It says descendants estate. My fucking roommate have no estate. What the hell are they talking about? Huh. Like, yo, what about if I die and get cremated? Who's gonna take my ashes? All my family's dead. You know, who's gonna fight over my burnt up ashes? Yo, this world's fucked, man. It makes me laugh.
So did you do what your friend wanted you to do with the ashes, or do you still have them? Or
The cremation place still got them. This
Oh,
shit
okay.
costs money. I don't have all this money to just go and take the ashes. It costs money. That shit ain't free. I don't have the money
Okay.
to just go and get them. The fuck?
Yeah, so
I
you
got
don't.
all these bills falling on my head. I'm fucked, man. Like, my life is a train wreck right now.
Damn.
But whatever. I just don't even talk about it. There's no point to.
Yeah.
Because no one could help, and it ain't gonna change nothing by talking about it too much. So I just let it be, man. It is what it is.
You should be all right. You made it up to this point. That's how I try to sometimes think about shit. It's like, well, I've been through so much shit and I'm still alive. I made it to this point. I'll do it again.
That's true. I try to think positive every day, but
Yeah.
every now and then negative thoughts slip through the cracks. My cat will eat me? That would be nasty. That would be wild. That's
what
another
they do,
thing,
I heard.
too. I worry about the cat more than me, you know. If I was to lose this place, I think, damn, you know, what about the cat? Poor cat. It ain't the cat's fault, you know what I mean?
Are you renting? Like, is there there's a landlord that would take it?
Hell no. I'm gonna keep this place. I'm gonna find a roommate to take that front room and split the bills. That's my goal.
Right on. Exactly, JK.
I hate the government. I truly do, you know. I don't hate much in life, but I hate those motherfuckers. That's one hatred I try to get out of my heart, and it's so difficult. I try to let things go. That's in the process of my life right now. I just want to let it all go so I could be at true peace. But it's difficult.
Well,
Because
yeah,
a lot
we're
of
seeing,
barriers and roadblocks are created because of them.
yeah, and they get away with shit. There's no accountability.
If it wasn't for a lot of things, life would be great. You know,
Hmm.
maybe my mother would still be alive. Many other people would still be alive for their families. It ain't just about me. And that goes for many different situations in this country, man. Like when I found out, what's that company? I always forget their name. DuPont was dumping C8 in Ohio River. Phew, I'm like, yo, how many more companies is doing shit like that?
What's the big one in India, dude? I think it was DuPont in India, and they fucked up like, I don't know, millions of people or some shit.
What? In India
Yeah.
too, DuPont? Oh my God, yo. And those
Yeah.
people ain't in prison. They are not in prison.
No. They just pay everybody off.
This is ridiculous, man. I hate this place sometimes. I do. I really fucking hate this place sometimes. Then when I smoke weed, it all goes away. Isn't that wild? When I smoke weed, I'd be the most relaxed, clear thinking person ever.
Oh, my bad, dude. It wasn't DuPont. It was Dow Chemical.
Oh.
Same shit.
What were they dumping? The Teflon coating?
40 tons of methyl ice something gas leaks from the Union Carbide pesticide plant, killing thousands of people.
That's insane, man.
And probably getting way more sick.
That's fucking insane, bro.
So yeah, my bad. It wasn't DuPont, but I'm sure they're just as bad.
Yeah, I gotta call these people to find out how much it's gonna cost to get these remains. I've been slacking because I know it's not free. I forgot how much it was 24 years ago to get my mother's ashes. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap. I remember.
But why is it
Remember my
your
aunt saying,
response? Why is it
huh?
your responsibility to pay for them?
Well, because my roommate put me on this thing in the hospital to where the hospital is not allowed to tell anyone the medical information but me. So
Yeah.
now I'm pretty much in charge of all this stuff. It just got thrown on me. I didn't even know. And the crazy part is my roommate knew he was gonna die. Yo. That's so crazy. My roommate was like thanking me for all the years I helped, and I'm telling my roommate, "You ain't gonna die, man. You'll be all right." And 2 weeks later, boom. My roommate was telling me I ain't gonna be here much longer. So it's that oxygen machine. Ever since they put my roommate on the oxygen machine, my roommate started going downhill. I don't know what's in those tanks, but it ain't good. It is not good. Something in there. It seems these oxygen machines have taken a lot of people's lives. What are they gassing people with? That's my question. Keep those things away from me. Yeah, I gotta call this number.
Yeah.
Rocky Hill? Like, what? How the fuck does this happen? Like, how the fuck Did my roommate end up in Rocky Hill? That's far as hell from here. This is insane, man. Headache after headache, man. Headache after headache. I wonder what happens when we die. Life's too short here, but we're getting bamboozled in this realm.
Oh yeah. What did
Hey, you know that guy? You know that guy who killed your aunt? He poisoned the water. Don't worry, Jesus will be here. He's gonna solve the problem. Just wait. 80 years later, still waiting. I think that's the biggest fluke, the biggest illusion they ever put on people, is to trick them to think the Savior's outside of themselves. And the power has always been within self, man, always. Like, even if we were to, I think too, I look at things from every angle. I'd be like, okay, so even if we was to stand up and take the country back, what would we do? Because it would be rough, because we need to start growing our own food. Which I'd rather have it rough like that than continuously live with these fucking bums in fucking so-called power. They're doing nothing good for this place. Like that post I showed, the lady's literally saying, yo, like, this shit blows my fucking mind. Soon there will be a massive, let's take Islamic out of there, right? Because we don't know if that's true. So soon there will be a massive terror attack in America, and the predators will likely have financial ties. What does podcasters got to do with anything? They're going to have financial ties with Israel. That's what it should say.
Right.
Because we know if anything happens, it ain't Iran. It's not Iran. It's our own fucking government, or Israel, with same difference. You know. And she says, I predict there will be many casualties. And then at the bottom, it will be like 10 times worse than 9/11. Like, who the fuck comes out and says some shit like that?
Some specific stuff like that. That's very specific. And we all know, like, if we get attacked, yes, probably the majority of Americans will believe whatever the government tells them about it. While you and I and a lot of people we know are going to be questioning it, saying, okay, let's follow the money. Who benefits? You know, you start asking questions. And most likely, because 90% of the time, it'll be a false flag. It'll be an inside job. It'll be a totally different country, people with little hats. Yeah, I don't fall for that shit. Every time something happens, I question it right away. 9/11 happened within 4 days after 9/11. I did not fall for the story, the official story. And it was sad.
I got this video of, but I don't know how. I think I posted this video, and it got taken down. Just like the Charlie Kirk, when I posted, they just took that down the other day, and it's been up for months, and all of a sudden they took it down. It makes me think that the video I had evidence in it. Someone had a very good angle of something it was like this object flying off of Charlie Kirk. Like, yeah, it looks so fake, man. The footage I had, the way his neck rippled. That shit don't do that in real life. Anyway, people gotta watch videos of what bullets do. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have had a fucking neck. He wouldn't have had a neck if that was a real shot from a fucking sniper rifle or a rifle, period. His neck would have been gone on the other end. It would have made one little hole for the most part, and the exit wound would have blew his fucking side of his fucking wig off.
Yeah. I analyzed that thing frame by frame, and I concluded that day, Charlie Kirk was a crisis actor, is what they're called, right? We've heard of that. We've all heard of that phrase before. And the whole thing was fake. The whole entire thing.
Oh. What the fuck?
What I find really weird is that all the lights, all these.
Oh yeah, that's that video where this guy's going down the stairs. Okay. This guy allegedly found some stairs. And he goes way down the stairs, and come to find out, it goes to this mall or some shit. Let me erase this video. Hey guys, did the wall answer your prayers yet? Oh, my bad.
When did Laura Loomer write this down? Recently, right?
Yeah. It's from one of her posts. I don't even know who that woman is, truthfully. Not at all.
She's a podcaster as well, I believe. I believe that's where she became famous, was from YouTube. And she's like has power now. She talks to Trump and shit. And there was even a stupid rumor that her and Trump were doing it and shit like that, which that's just bullshit. Like, who even cares? But point is, she does have some sway. It's weird.
Well,
and
she's
probably getting paid by somebody. You know what I mean?
It says a massive terror attack in America, and the perpetrators will likely have financial ties to podcasters. What?
She's talking about herself.
Careful.
That's what is that called when you not objectify, project. She's like projecting. Yeah. She's the one who got paid by. She's the podcaster that's being influenced by a foreign country.
Look at this footage. I got this from Candy. I don't think this is AI generated, but because I've watched it over and over and over. But this is what I remember seeing. Now, people say, well, how? People have questioned me about the planes and how do they have time to edit the planes in. And I question, well, how did they know this incident? Like the cameras, they have all these angles and footage of 9/11. Back then, there wasn't cameras like that. People didn't walk around with big cameras, you know? Back then, no one had phones with cameras on them. But they always have these perfect angles. And they always seem to have footage of these incidents. So, you know, it's mind-blowing to me. Just so happens people were there with cameras when this shit happened. But I got this right here.
Wow. That apparently does look like it is in the other building at this point. back off. They're telling us to back off.
Damn, hold on. What the fuck? Because I remember that same... What? I remember that same helicopter, that same woman. She was zoomed in, and when they zoomed out, all of a sudden a plane was coming across the sky. I remember that. So it's mind-boggling.
The day before that happened, well, 2 days before that happened, for 2 days I was watching videos about demolition, and I was watching stuff getting blown up all over the world. Buildings, stadiums, fucking towers, all sorts of shit. And it was like all about how they do it, right? And then one day I wake up and on TV I see a controlled demolition. That's the first thing I thought of. And the next 2 days I researched it more and more, and I'm like, this was a controlled, whether something hit it or not, to me didn't matter. It was about the way the buildings went down and how they basically fell straight into the basement. And that's exactly what controlled demolitions they try to do. Straight down. Those buildings did not fall to the side at all. Straight down. And I bet you any money, if you ask anybody who's been doing controlled demolition for a few years, and you ask them, was that a controlled demolition? Did it get blown up from the inside and it pancaked down? They will tell you yes. They'll be like, that's exactly how we would do it if we wanted to take down that building. And
yeah, that's what I did too. After 9/11, something didn't feel right. I remember watching it. I was working third shift at Target, and I got woken up. One of my friends, I think it was one of my friends that lived up the street, or my neighbor. I don't quite remember, but they woke me up, and we're saying we're under attack. And yeah, I remember watching it on TV, but yeah, just the whole thing didn't feel right. And I remember that the video I have of the fireman being interviewed and saying that there is nothing but explosions. They never mentioned no planes hitting or anything. They said it was all explosions. And there's so much proof to prove those planes weren't real. I mean, it's just common sense. And when you, even the Pentagon or the pentagram, fucking,
yeah, the building, yeah,
that little ass hole, they say a plane hit. And you mean to tell me there was no plane wheels, no plane seats, no parts, just a bunch of clothes scattered on the lawn, suitcases and stuff. It looks so fake. It's like, are you kidding me? A big ass plane in that little hole in the Pentagon and no plane parts? It was insane, man. Like,
the one that was the one that was even more apparent was the third plane that crashed. That supposedly people wrestled the terrorists, but the plane came crashing down into the ground. Made a hole in the ground. No plane parts. Nothing but paper.
That was in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I forget.
I forgot about that one. You're right.
And any video you see of it, dude, it's just nothing but like printer paper everywhere. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The plane's gone,
just
but
like,
there's like ridiculous.
Yeah, just like when the buildings came down, no one found a desk, a door, a fucking nothing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no, they did.
People were added in. They could add AI technology back then for all we fucking know.
Oh yeah, that CGI was around. But you know, they did find something. It just so happened they found one of the terrorists' passports.
Oh yeah, his plastic ID. His plastic ID
Right. The
survived
whole
all that.
building was destroyed, but they found the passport.
I'll never forget when they had that on TV. I don't remember where I was at, but they said, "We found it." I looked at my friend. I was like, I went, and I looked at him like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Yo. I remember, I was like, "You got to be kidding me, man."
Hmm.
I'm so grateful my grandfather and I just grew up and was raised around these people that really instilled into me how scummy and crooked the government is, because it set me up for the 9/11.
Yeah.
You know, my grandpa used to always say George Bush is and his father are crooked. They're fucking always talking about them taking payouts. And my grandpa used to watch CNN a lot and sit in his chair and just go in on all these politicians. My grandpa used to vote too. He's all, you know, different generation. They grew up
Yeah.
voting, and my grandfather and all his brothers were in the service, the Army, the Navy. I found a picture of him, my grand's brothers, and he's in the service uniform. It's real old. But yeah, and you know what's crazy? All my grand's brothers that were in the service, they had fucked up health. Like I remember my Uncle Stanley. Man, he was fucked up, man. His health, his lungs, it was all from the military.
Dude, I had an Uncle Stanley too. Stanley is a common Polish name, actually. Very common Polish.
That's wild, yo. Yeah, because my grandfather's side is Polish, but my grandmother is 100% German.
Yeah.
So my mother's German and Polish. But
Yeah,
my
I know a lot
mother
of
used to
Stanleys.
always tell me I'm German. Like I don't know why. I used to say, "Ma, what nationality am I? German." Very proud Germans, my family,
Yeah.
and Polish. But I always wondered why my ancestors left Germany in the 1890s. I wonder how my life would be if I grew up in Germany.
Weird time. They had the fall of the Berlin Wall fell in what, 89 or something?
Yeah, I was 8 years old. I remember a Polish kid, I think he was, or I forgot. Was he Polish? I don't remember, but he lived over in that area. He allegedly brought a piece of the wall. I don't know how true it was, but
yeah. Weird times. It's much better in Poland now than it was when we were younger. It's much better in Czechoslovakia when we were younger. They still had I don't know. It's like communism had corruption, socialism had corruption, but so does capitalism. So does democracy. You know.
To me, capitalism is communism. The illusion of capitalism is freedom. That's my opinion. Now, I would like to believe that our so-called founding fathers, right? Yeah, they're founding fathers, all right. That's all they did was find this place. They didn't discover it. But you know, it looks like they had good intentions for us, but I don't know. I didn't live back then, you know. The Constitution, if it lived up to what it was supposed to be, and we didn't get pieces of shit that, you know, countered and infringed our so-called rights. But you know, when they tell you you're innocent to proven guilty, that's an illusion. You fucking got to prove your innocence. When they say you're guilty, you're fucking guilty till you prove your innocence. That's how court works. I don't know anyone who stepped in the courtroom and they said, "Sir, you're innocent and we're here to prove you're guilty." That's bullshit. You're guilty to prove an innocent. You're being charged with this, you're already guilty. But and the other illusion is home of the free, land of the brave. That's a fucking illusion and a half. You know, people are so far gone, they don't even know they're slaves. They go, "We're free, Chuck. What do you mean? I can go outside my door and walk down the street. You know, go tell the cop, fuck you, and see what happens. And see how free you are. Get your fucking head knocked off. They get their butt hurt. Or try to go on a boat or a plane without your passport. Tell me how free you are. You gotta ask Poppy government for a fucking, can I go to Europe, Mr. Government? You know, it's a fucking joke. You know, people think we need to be controlled. They need to be told what to do. That's terrible, man.
That's
I
all
don't.
that
I
dictatorship.
don't need to hurt people or lie to people or poison them or do none of that. I
Right.
just want to live in peace. You know, I love everyone. I don't buy none of that racist ideology garbage. You know, this one's better than that one. This one's chosen, but you're not. Like, get that shit
Right.
out of here, man. That shit's all like ideologies created to do what they're doing and divide. Just because someone, if they love their so-called people, that's fine. Love them. I don't care. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. It's just like your family. You love your family. That's a good thing. You know.
Mhm. I don't
Right.
judge anyone because they're dark or light. You know, I try not to judge anyone as it is. Like, you know, I go by how the person treats me and others. You know, and if they don't treat me good, I just don't hang around. No, I'm pretty much a loner now in life. You know, everyone who I cared about and loved is pretty much dead. And I thought I had a couple friends that I grew up with, but I'm starting to realize it's not the case. So I just chill by myself, man. I've known my worth, and I'm not just gonna bring my energy around anyone because most people don't appreciate as it is.
I went through
So
something
I choose
similar.
to be alone.
I realized all my friends were using me, doing shit behind my back. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna be hanging out with you anymore. It came to the point where I only have a couple friends left. I'm a nice guy, and people take advantage of that. You know.
Some people think kindness is weakness, man. That pisses me off.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm weak, man, because I'm nice. Being nice because I'm a good person at heart, but I could switch that off real easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not boasting about that because it took a lot for me to get to that point. I used to always be a nice person and loved people until I started to get bullied. And I didn't want to hurt people. You know, I wasn't like that. You know,
Right.
I had to get in there, force myself to start hurting people. Because it wouldn't stop. You know, I had to realize a bully ain't gonna stop till you fucking knock his jaw off. And then when you stand up for yourself, you're the bad guy. But anyway, yeah, hurting people ain't cool. No, but yeah, people take kindness for weakness, man, and
Yep.
they got it fucked up because
They're
some of the
wrong.
most
Yeah.
nicest people I've ever known are the most, they'll fuck somebody up. They're the
Right.
most calm, nicest people. But when you cross the line with them, oh man, they could be fucking wicked. But what's up, Groove?
Hey Charles, I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Yeah, Jay Heighton, I'll check my emails. Yeah, I've been slacking, man, on a lot of stuff. I just been just slacking. I just been I don't want to say depressed, but just I don't know, just in a not care type of attitude. The fuck. Hopefully, man, the world will change for the better somehow, some way, you know. As much negative shit that goes on, truthfully, I still, in my mind, think at some point things will change. That people will see it for what it is. Well, yeah, I'll check my emails. That's terrible, yo. That this lady said it's going to be a 9/11 times 10. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Damn, what time is it? I gotta jump off here. I'm gonna jump off here in a half hour. I gotta fucking. Figure a few things out. Let's see. Yeah, these pictures are hilarious. These videos, like the news is actually like showing people like all three pictures of them. So this is a Saturday. This is from Brian was showing these on his channel. And yeah, they showed like 3 strikes. These are so-called strikes in Iran, right? 1 truck, 2 truck. You can see the tire tracks right there of the truck. Like it pulled up and backed in. Come on. I'm supposed to believe that these were attacks in Iran? Like, get the fuck out of here. This shit more looks like in the desert somewhere in the U.S. And these is target practice for the military. That's what I see.
You know what they're doing? Iran, they've been preparing for this to happen for decades because we've been threatening them for decades. But they have fake shit out there. They painted shit on the ground that got bombed. They blow up. They have these blow up shit, or they'll.
That's awesome. I like when people outsmart the U.S. government. That's awesome.
It's an outsmarting thing to cost. Yeah, exactly, dude. And it's so low cost. It's really smart. You know, the stuff they're doing is actually really smart.
I bet you they were studying the Iraqi war and how the military moves. And also, if I was Iran, it was all the mountain ranges they got, bro. Yeah. I would have underground military bases under the mountains. Like, you ain't finding me. Like, all the money they got from the oil, who knows what they got underground?
Yeah.
There's, oh man, so many miles of mountain ranges in the desert in the middle of nowhere. Like, good luck. And I hope everything falls apart for Trump. I hope the soldiers stand down, which they won't. You know, people are so terrified of their sergeant. We have to do it. We were told to do it. you lose your morality when you join the military. They beat it into you that you must obey.
Right, no matter what. Yeah. Yeah, I was
You
reading
know,
there have been a few thousand of our guys who said um they're objecting to it and they're not gonna fight. That's out
good.
of what, two
That's good.
million guys? There's a few thousand, but they're not
Well,
that
like
many.
I said, most of those, I think, a lot of the soldiers in the military were, I guarantee you, most of them they got from crossing the border. I'll guarantee it, because in America, after the Middle East war, a lot of people weren't joining the military. That shit was out. So I guarantee you, 80% or 90% of the soldiers they got now are foreigners trying to get a green card or trying to get into
Citizenship.
America.
Yeah.
Yep, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Because I've seen videos of them in the military. They got people from Africa. They had people from Mexico. People from all over.
Yeah.
Couple
Yeah.
Americans. The rest were foreigners. I'm like, damn. Okay.
I read about this 30 years ago or something. I didn't know that it was a thing. Probably around 9/11. And yeah, people from Mexico will join the military and then they can get a green card or citizenship. And from all over the world. I think the ones I was reading about was from the Philippines.
Can the Dummy said the USA Corporation is doing its last contract before it is dissolved. I want to know what he means by that.
Basically, yeah, it's the control demolition and could be bankrupted from all this.
I want
It's like everybody at the gas pump and the electric bill right now is we're getting the bill right now and people ain't liking that shit.
Dude,
well,
for some reason here it went up so much. It was $2.44 before the war, and now it's $4.45.
Yeah, dude.
$2. $2 in the month, or however long it's been.
And the data centers too are going to raise the bills. They're going to foot that on us, and we don't want these data centers here, but we got to pay. Like, we're not supposed to pay electric bills. There's things I'm learning that we're getting played, man.
Yeah,
we are getting played. I heard the energy bills are supposed to be paid by the government.
And we're paying for the
We're
privilege of
getting
being robbed from every day is basically what's happening.
You know,
Everything
people
we
need
do,
to
we
just
gotta
stop
pay for
paying.
it.
We need to stop paying, you know, and start hijacking our electricity. People need to stop being scared, yo. People are scared to stand up to these pussies, yo. Never in my life did I ever conform with these fucking bums. I don't care. Even if I had children, bro, it'd make me not conform even more.
I played the game enough to, do what I was supposed to do until 2020, and then after 2020, all bets were off for me. Bro.
Yeah, that's what. When my mother got sick, and they told me why. Oh man, that's when I put into full gear at that point. You know, the guy who was in charge of that company probably isn't anymore, but still, most of these people that get money are from poisoning people, wars, lying to people, robbing people, selling them faulty items. Like, these people don't give a fuck.
It's happening right now, bro, as we speak. This little thing called Wall Street. There's motherfuckers making money right now just on daily speculation up to the minute, flip-flopping numbers around and creating, quote, wealth, creating money, creating fucking value out of something that basically just speculating on what's happening right now or what's going to happen at the end of the day or tomorrow or next week or a year from now. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're already starting these wellness checks. Yo, this guy got caught. He was exercising in the street, right? Someone called because he was exercising in the street and said that some crazy guys in the street, blah, blah, blah. So the police come for a so-called wellness check. The guy's exercising, and the neighbors came out in the process and said, yeah, he lives here. He exercises every day, and the cops are still all up on him, wrestling him to the ground because he was exercising in front of his house, like jogging up and down and doing exercises. And I'm thinking, and that's for a wellness check. And the guy's telling him, I live here, this and that. And because he didn't want to ID himself, because he had a right to not. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's fucking exercising.
Gotta wonder how much of that is real, or if it's real, how much of it is actually current? Is that really just happening right now, or is that some shit they're bringing up to put out right now to get everybody?
Yeah, that's true. But still,
I think there's a lot of that goes on. I've seen it. I've seen them bring up old shit, make it viral again, and everybody forgets to, like, yeah.
So I get what you're saying. I thought that too, Groove, but I also thought, damn, if it happens to that guy, you know, all these videos I see of the police, the thousands of videos I've watched, and the wild thing is, I never seen a cop step in and be like, nah, man, this guy has rights. You know, don't do that. Nah, there is no good cops, bro. None of them ever step in and say, nah, man, this guy has rights, and that ain't right. That's wrong, man. You can't arrest him for that. Or you see cops in the video conspiring to find, they're like, we got to find something. They're like, well, we could get him for this, or we could get him for that. They're just literally conspiring on a live video, and they still don't go to prison, isn't it? I think there's a law against conspiring against someone. Like, it's insane to me. The cops get away with it all, and it's live on video, and they still get away with it. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's lawlessness that we live in, and yeah, we can't get away with it, but it's being done every day around us and to us, but whatever, you know.
How about the guy in the group? I don't know if you heard about this guy, but there was a guy that was shooting at cops, right? And a civilian stopped his car, got his pistol out, because the cops were too pussy to do anything. So the fucking guy got out his car with, I think it was like 1 or 2 shots. He took the guy out, walked up to him, and when he went to grab the gun to take it away, you know, to move it away from the guy in case he got up, the police shot the guy in his back and killed him. After he just saved them, he just saved all the cops. Because the guy was picking the gun up to move it away from him. They shot him up. Like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? Like, when I heard this, I was infuriated. I said, wow, yo, cops are fucking pieces of shit. I hate cops. Yeah. When they try to be nice and wave to me, like if I'm walking down the street and directing traffic and they try to say hi, I don't say shit to them. I say, get the fuck out of here.
It's a vibe problem, dude. Like, the way, you know, we talk about like what the 90s was like. It was like everybody walked around and there was no, you walked around in crowds of strange people. You didn't have this unspoken animosity fucking lingering around like you do now. And now everything is so antagonistic and edgy and confrontational especially with authority figures, you know, the big switch to enforce this, you know, demanding respect type shit. And
the cops
you know,
wouldn't have done that in the 90s because they weren't armed to the teeth like they are now, and things were different, man. The cops weren't trained like they are now to go to war against us. They weren't trained to stomp all over you.
Militarized and privatized these Blackwater and this whole fucking this military shit, bro. Like what you was talking about, I got fatigue. Like I can't listen to much of it on a day-to-day basis, like to get the updates and shit. But it's just a fucking, it's a fucking shit show, bro. Like blowing up things and people and schools of children, bro, and shit. Like, what are we fucking talking about?
Yeah.
Doing that
That's what
shit
I'm
in
saying.
Maine?
That's why they pump all this negative shit out in the music and the news. It's this constant negative, negative, negative. And that's purposely done because you're uploading all this negativity into your psyche, into your mind, like a computer. When that shit's stored up in there, I even catch myself watching videos. And I be getting angry, but I gotta turn this shit off, man. I'm about
I
to
mean,
flip out.
the statements that are being made by people who are in like official positions, like that Pete Hegseth guy, the shit he's saying, bro, out of his mouth is like it's worse than anything I heard Hitler say, allegedly.
Who? Netanyahu? BB?
Hitler.
No, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, which is the Department of
War.
Defense, DOD, but they
Is that
changed
the
it to
guy who
Department
said
of War.
he's
This
going
is
to
the
go
guy.
to Cuba
I'm
next?
sorry.
That guy?
Yeah, yeah.
That
This
fucking
guy,
loser? He was like, Cuba, you're next.
dude. This
Yeah,
guy
bro.
before he
Yeah.
became so the Secretary of Defense is the number one guy, the head guy of the Pentagon, right? Which means the military.
Oh, boy.
And guess who? What position he had before he got this one? He was a Fox News reporter. That was his job.
Kid. Got it. For
I'm
real?
serious, dude. And there's several of them actually in Trump's admin that are Fox News reporters. But yeah, the head of the military right now was a Fox News reporter.
And look, you know how they've been talking about that Cuba thing a lot lately? The dude
Yeah.
posted a video I watched on BitChute where last night apparently all of Cuba was dark. No electricity because they're not getting oil from Venezuela and shit, I guess, right now.
It's not just oil. So we blocked everything, including food, oil, all sorts of shit. That
Yeah,
normally
man.
came from Venezuela.
That's fucked up, bro.
We're basically starving them out. There's no
That's fucked
electricity.
up.
And
Yeah.
this has happened already a few times. So a couple of weeks ago, the
No
electricity
wonder
went
people
out.
hate us.
They got it back on. Then it went out again, and just recently, the whole country went black. They're really fucking with them, dude. Those people are suffering right now, and it's
Yeah,
not
it's
even
fucked
in the
up,
news.
bro.
It's not
Yeah, I
even
don't
like
like that.
I like
don't
making
Yeah.
deals.
Well, I tell Iran, don't attack us, man.
I like
We're
win-win
against this
deals.
shit.
You know, I think
Go
we could have
attack
made
fucking Trump.
we could have had an agreement with a win-win agreement with Iran. We could have had one with Cuba. Like we got a lot of shit we can offer them instead of fucking bombs and starving people.
Yeah, vice versa,
the
bro. We should all
Jews,
be living
man.
our best life, bro. Fucking partying it up. We should be raised all along the fucking the fucking Gulf of Mexico, bro. It's a beautiful place, bro. It's like a gold mine, and they turned it into this industrial fucking dump and shit after the
Wasteland.
BP oil spill. Yeah, bro, it's fucked up. And now they turned it into like this military shit, and it's just fucked up, bro. That's our
We gotta
lifetime.
do something about it. The government is gonna keep doing shit like that until we say enough's enough. You know? I don't know what we have to do or how.
No, I know.
We gotta do something.
I kind of know what to do. So, like the First Amendment, people think it's about free speech. But it's more than that. It has to do with petitioning the government for regresses. And so, what this means is, let's say they are doing something wrong. We have the right to petition them. One way people do is protest, but that don't do shit. 99% of the time, it doesn't do anything.
I mean, we're at the
and the other thing we can do is we can get together. This is part of the First Amendment. The American people can get together and we can sue, like through the court system. We can get our way done. We're more powerful than the Congress, the president, if we use that. But you would need millions of people to wake up, come together. I mean, at that point, people donate a few bucks each, and you've got $1 billion all of a sudden. You can go against the government and get our way, basically. Nobody does that. Nobody talks about that. They're like First Amendment, freedom of speech. Oh, you got to read the rest of it. There's a clause in there that says that we actually have the right to turn over the government if we come together and
Well,
get
yeah,
enough money.
and if the courts don't carry out the justice that we seek, we are supposed to,
Then,
you
then
know,
we can
basically
take
make
over.
it public. Yeah, public. Do it ourselves, like
Yeah.
old public square type shit. So,
Yep.
but like you said with the paperwork, dude, I've talked about that before. Like all of us that got research in different areas. Somebody might be good at you know, the chemtrail, and somebody might be good at the financial corruption games. And you get all these people together, and you get one person in the group that can compile everybody's research, get everybody to print it out, get one person to compile it into documents, and basically do like a cease and desist on behalf of we the people. And we start getting people to sign on to it. Yeah, like a class action cease and desist. This is
But
what we
trying to do
observe
that,
based
but
on
the thing is
information we want it stopped.
but they want us divided. We all know that. They're constantly dividing us, and that's part of the reason we actually have that
Right,
right.
yeah.
But if they divide us, we'll never get together and do it. You know what I mean?
Jay Heighton said, that is the guy that is going to be thrown under. He is the useful idiot. Orange guy already said that he's the
Yes.
reason why everything started. Who? BB?
Yes. No. Back to
BB
that Pete,
Netanyahu?
the Pete guy, Pete Hegseth. Trump's
Oh,
blaming Pete, the head of the Pentagon, for starting this war and shit.
another Jew.
Bro, I think all these dudes are definitely on like drugs. Like they definitely act like a bunch of
Hell
people.
yeah.
They act like they're on cocaine every day. I mean, really, bro. Cokeheads. I mean,
Right. Thank you.
they found cocaine in
What's
the White
that guy
House
for
already.
the FBI? What's his name? The guy for the FBI.
Cash
Googly
Patel.
eyes,
Something Cash or huh?
Yeah, that dude's jacked up, bro.
Cash.
What's his
Yeah.
name?
Patel,
Cash Patel or whatever.
Yeah.
Cash Patel or that motherfucker. His eyes be so geeked. I grew up in the ghetto. I've sold coke. I've done coke. You know, back in the days when I used to party and drink and shit when I was younger in my 20s, like, I used to go to raves and shit. So I've seen people geeked out, and that motherfucker looks geeked, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, more than half of these politicians look fucking geeked out when they're getting interviewed and shit. Like,
Yeah,
some
and
of
what
them
they
jaws
say,
stop moving.
they have to be on something to be doing what they're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with cocaine like that, but I know they're doing it. Absolutely. Like
Like the
Trump.
Wolf of Wall Street movie, dude. It's the same
Yeah.
mentality.
Yep.
Like, I don't think they're doing just coke, because
Oh no,
I've
they've got
done
other drugs.
mine,
Yeah.
and I think they're smoking crack, man.
Dude,
That's why
not
their
only
eyes are
that,
bulging out.
but
They got
not
some
only that,
Stanford RC type shit, research chemicals.
You ever see a crackhead,
yes,
man?
that's what I was gonna
They're
say.
probably tripping all day, dude. I mean, really.
Because the
Who
best
knows?
drugs I got was from the richest people I knew. They had the best shit,
Yeah.
right? So they've got shit we've never even heard of, dude. And Epstein
No, you ain't
files.
lying, bro. You ain't lying. You're right. I've gotten ketamine vials from rich people in like Avon, Connecticut, and like the rich areas. You're right. And I'm like, how did you get this stuff? Ketamine back in the day when I used to rave. For $80 a jar I was getting it. And you cook it on a cookie sheet in the oven. Let me chill, man. I'm just giving out ways to do shit. That's how I used to do it. And you would like quadruple your money, yo.
Yeah.
Back in them days, I swear to you, $20 a fucking bump I was selling. I shit you not. I was making bank.
Well, somebody
Not
mentioned
just a little bump. Yeah, $20 for a fucking, and people would love that shit, boy.
somebody mentioned like the reason why we got all this fucking weirdo imagery and movies and music videos and shit nowadays is because all these writers and the whole Hollywood / Silicon Valley tech crowd, they're all in this ketamine. It's like they're all in this disassociated, disconnected from reality type fucking mentality all day. And this is the art we see now. It's from these, instead of people back in the day who were more psychedelic and
Come on, Puma.
connected to reality more than this
Well, in
Fucking
the Epstein
dystopian.
files, in the Epstein files, there's tons of talk about jerky. People are like, "That's human meat," and I'm like, "No, that's a drug." If you go back and you read what they said about jerky, at one point even saying that it was in a bag and it fell out of the bag, or baggie. The guy used a baggie, the word baggie, because somebody asked this guy about the jerky and beef jerky, and he said he spilled it and fell out, and the other guy's like, "It's okay, I got more," whatever. They would also send the jerky to a lab, or maybe it was created in a lab. The more
Yeah,
you
it's like,
read about it, the more it seems like it's a drug.
I mean, what's his face? Diddy, he had that pink cocaine shit. It's like a mixture of,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
weird. I never heard of pink cocaine, man.
right. So they got all kind of shit, bro. They doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like fish scale.
I've
I remember I
seen,
got this fish scale. It was so hard, yo. I had to take a fucking hammer with a license and like hit that shit. It was so hard and it was pinkish yellow flakes. But then I found out fish scales is something have to do with gasoline. Like I'm like, what? Yeah, like I don't know. Things aren't like they used to be. From what I hear in the like 60s and 70s, things are more pure. Yeah, they weren't mixing it with all types of shit like today. Motherfuckers are putting fentanyl and everything. I'm hearing like I don't know. It's a different time, man. Like when I used to rave, you know, taking acid and fucking shrooms and all that back in them days. Nowadays, everyone's on hardcore fucking like Tommy said, meth. I've never in my life seen or heard of meth. I've never seen meth, but I heard that's a West Coast thing. I don't know. But
oh, it's all around here in the South. I'm sure it's everywhere. I'm sure it's everywhere.
but
I'm sure it's around you, bro. Maybe
the
it's
war on
not.
drugs is wild, bro, right? What do you think? Do you think people should be able to put in their body what they want? Or you think there should
At
be
this
laws
point,
against
yeah.
it?
No, if you want to make, you can make a law against, like with the meth shit, there's certain chemicals involved. If you want to outlaw a certain chemical so people can't make it, and this and that, or what, yeah, but as far as like, just like the weed thing, bro, it's a prime example. Just look at the way they,
Shrooms should be
but yeah,
legal.
but still, yeah, there should be no, the crime should be in the crime of it. You shouldn't be able to sell it. If you get caught selling it, maybe you could say that's the crime.
Barbiturates.
You should be able to grow your own herb and smoke it on your own use. There should be no intervention in that at all, period. Like me on my land, I should be able to grow a plant, and if I want to smoke it, if I want to fucking stick it up my butthole, if I want to do whatever I want to with it, then it's nobody's business. I'm experimenting. I'm allowed to experiment with life. You know what I mean? I might come up with a cure for cancer by fucking around trying to smoke some weirdo plant in my backyard. You know what I mean? There should be no. I shouldn't have some fucking old fat white guy in Baton Rouge with a fucking business suit on and an ugly fucking tie telling me what he thinks about my decision making. Fuck him. You know what I mean?
No, you're right on that, Tommy. The weed in the 90s was like we called it swag or regular, you know,
Yeah.
and there was middies to get like hydro or chocolate tie or the really good weed. I always heard about it in Cali and stuff until I remember smoking Purple Haze in the 90s on a Christmas. This guy rolled a pinner joint of Purple Haze, and I laughed at him. I said, bro, I ain't gonna do shit. I took 2 hits and I was roasted. That was the first time I ever smoked Purple Haze. And then Hydro, this girl I knew got some in like like they put blood in those vials, the glass vials. But she worked at a doctor's office. She used to take the glass vials and put, they were putting weed in it. But Yeah, the weed back then, it wasn't like today where you
I
smoke it and
remember,
you're just like songs, you don't want to do shit. I had energy, I would laugh. Smoking weed was fun back in the day. Now it's like you smoke that shit and you're like, durr. You're like
first-
fucking retarded, man.
It's the Americans love the indicas that make you feel that way. That's what predominates our strains out here. It kind of sucks because I like sativas too.
the first time I saw a nug was probably late '96 or '97, and it was at first they called it kind bud.
Yeah.
Or they used to also call it BC bud for like BC Canada.
Kind bud, yeah, I remember that. Kind bud,
Yeah,
yeah.
before that, it
We
was
used to get
always
minis.
brick
They'd be
weed.
like, it's from Arizona. That's what they used to tell us. We get our minis from Arizona. Or
Before the kind bud and the nugs came around, like you would get the swag like you talked about, but you'd be lucky enough at the end of the year if you ever get that. They called it Christmas tree bud, right? Remember that? That would be like the highlight bud of the year. Yeah.
Yucca doll. I never heard of Yucca doll. It's an oxycodone, barbiturates. I had barbiturates in my urine one time, and I forgot what a barbiturate is, what type of pill. I think this woman gave me some muscle relaxers.
Yeah, it's a muscle relaxer.
Because when I was on the run, bro, I was getting lit. I was going to raves. I didn't care, man. I was doing acid. I even tried ketamine. I was in a K-hole. But when I did acid, that was dope, man. It was dope until 20-something hours later, I was still tripping, and I thought I was going to Jimi Hendrix for the rest of my life. I did liquid acid, bro, and I think I did too much of it. Too much.
That's a lot, probably. Yeah.
I used to sell that stuff. I would have we call them vials. They're like little food coloring bottles, little tiny ones.
So my friend had it in the club. He's like,
I
had
never
smoked dust. And
I never did any of this with the sugar cubes. They used to do that with sugar cubes too. Put the liquid on the sugar cubes.
Yeah, that's what I had a piece of a sugar cube at the beforehand, and I smoked some dust. And I think I did an e-pill. And then when I got to the club, my friend had the vial of liquid acid.
That's
and,
you was all there, bro. You're then a psychedelic speedball, if you will.
He put a drop under my tongue.
Yeah.
He said,
that's
"Here,
what I used to do for people."
And then he grabbed me. I went to walk away, and he said, "Nah, come here. That ain't enough." He put 3 more. Boop, boop, boop. And I was
my
fucking, I didn't even know I was tripping. I didn't know I was tripping. I'm like, man, this shit ain't working. I'm telling my friend, it ain't working, bro. I don't see nothing until I got
tripped
outside.
For real. You tripped for real if you took that shit.
I was around people who would go all out like that around me, but I was always, I never got into OD range with anything. You know what I mean? I would take 1 dose and chill, and then maybe another half later or something. But never like I seen motherfuckers pop 10 strips before, and I was like, "Fucking good luck with that, bro." That's I've seen a lot of people.
I didn't know I was tripping because it was dark in the club, and it was when I got outside. And the sun was coming up. It was like 7 a.m. I'll never forget it. My friend's car got towed. We're stuck in Hartford at the club. And I had told him the night before, I had a premonition. I was like, bro, don't park here. And sure as enough, when we came out, the whole parking lot was empty. His car was towed. I was like, fuck. I was
when did it hit you? Like, and what was your experience like? That stuff was strong. If that was the same stuff I was selling, dude, 1 drop will
But when I
fucking
got
put you on another
outside,
planet.
I looked up at the building, and the shadows were shifting. And I said, oh, shit. Because I couldn't really tell in the club because it was so dark and shit. Lights. I was like, man, this shit ain't working, bro. I don't feel shit. Until I got outside, and the sun was coming up, and the shadows were shifting on the building. And I looked down. There was Freddy Krueger flyers everywhere. It was near Halloween. And his face was shifting on the ground. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, now we're talking. And then it just kept going, just, man. it got to the point where I was tired of it, bro. I was just like, I want to go to sleep. I want it to end. You know, it was just terrible, man. It just kept going and going. I was like, yo, I think
Well,
I'm stuck like this.
I never, all the times I used to trip back in the day, I always had copious amounts of herb, and the night was always just continuous tripping, smoking herb, and fucking cool lights and music, and people fucking having a good time, bro. Never a bad experience, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, nothing but
Could have
good.
been the dust I smoked too, man. That wasn't a good thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about any of that, but
Would you guys say
PCP.
that after you took your first hit or first good one, your first good trip, that you were never the same again? Did it change something?
Yeah, I could say that.
yeah, even
After I tripped, when I would smoke weed, I felt different every time. And one thing about shrooms, though, I'll tell you, after tripping on shrooms, I felt as though it healed a lot of things. I felt my hearing was better, my vision. It was crazy. The day after I tripped, when I felt like it had healed me and shit. I felt smarter. I felt like my memory was getting better. It was weird, man. And then come to find out years later, shrooms heals the body, man. Like,
well, new
it's crazy.
experiences.
I didn't feel like a withdrawal or I didn't feel sick. I felt marvelous after I took shrooms the next day. After my tripping wore down, I can't explain it, man. I felt marvelous, man. But acid, oh man, I don't know. It's too chemically for me. I like shrooms better. It was too acid. I don't understand how people are taking sheets of that stuff. They are fucking crazy.
Yeah, you don't need much.
Acid and going to war, bro.
No, bro, I don't want to imagine that. I like to be.
You never watched that movie? You never watched that movie when they were in Vietnam tripping on acid?
Maybe not. I don't watch a lot of movies now. I like to have music. Maybe outdoors have a nice
you ever
campfire.
Tried healing with your music?
Try what?
You ever tried healing with your music, like the frequencies and stuff, like a 432 hertz, and just like play the tones and try to like heal the body that way with the hertz and like different tones?
I mean, I play tones all day, you know what I mean? But as far as like doing it, sitting down and doing it, no, I don't do that.
There's a producer that produced for Mobb Deep. I forgot the guy's name, but he would do it he had a live stream on YouTube. I don't know what happened to him, but he would say that, you know, tones are healing certain frequency. So who knows, man? I don't know.
Well, you know, there's a lot of work there. I mean, what did he heal?
That's true. I don't know.
Then you got to look at, well, what are other factors that might contribute to why that had an effect in the way that it did, and be more than just about playing and hearing certain tones, because I'm pretty sure I hear almost every tone in the spectrum throughout the day on a daily basis. And, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big believer in things that I haven't directly experienced, but yeah, I know a lot of people say that about the healing and this and that. And I played at 432 for a while. Like, I used to do a lot of all my songs in 432. I'm back in 440 now because it makes it easier to work with other material from other sources.
Have you ever heard of the brown note? Brown note?
Yeah, I've read what it was about and shit, yeah. And then they got like these the 4 chords. I think it's F, C, A, and D are supposed to be like
the 4 chord song. Have you ever heard the 4 chord song? It's these dudes, I think, from Australia or New Zealand or somewhere, like 4 dudes in a band, and they play like 30 songs, all that were made with 4 chords, and you probably know every song because like
Yeah.
the top
Most-
songs over the past like
Right.
50 years have been based
All
on just
those
4
songs.
chords. Wild.
Yeah.
Like if you want to make a hit pop song, use those 4 chords.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, I gotta see.
Peace to Three Fingers. It's been a while. Man, I gotta fucking. I'm trying to motivate myself. I don't want to do shit.
Yeah, Axis of Awesome. They're the ones who. That's the name of the band. Axis of Awesome. 4 chord song.
Man, they kind of ruined it in this picture. They should have just left the serpent. I don't know why they put the white dude there. I like this picture, but I like it because I know the symbology of it, you know. But I don't, you know, all that drinking Jesus' blood and eating his flesh with the bread. That's some wild stuff, man. I never once thought that was okay. Even if they're doing it in like a simulation. Oh, it ain't real flesh and blood, but still, you still, you know. I guarantee you, if you brought some blood and said this is Jesus' blood, motherfuckers would drink that shit in church. How much you bet? If a pastor came and said, "I got some Jesus blood, man, y'all want to drink it?" Motherfuckers would.
No, dude. I grew up super Catholic. I don't know if you know about Polish people. 99% of people in Poland are Catholic. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, hardcore Polish Catholic. And
my
I
grand.
learned that I
The
learned that
communion and all that stuff, man. The symbology behind it. It's like,
but it's not
the
only
Catholic Church
symbology.
probably ate Jesus for real. They probably ate him for real. I wouldn't doubt it. They killed him and ate him. Who the
What
fuck
I'm saying
knows?
is that the Catholic Church themselves teach that during Mass, the wine turns into the physical blood of Jesus. And
Yeah,
the
they
bread.
use wine.
It's not just a symbol. They literally believe that it transitions into blood.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because I've seen them do it. And when my grants passed away, that was, to be honest, the first time. Like, I've done the Jehovah Witness with my mom. We weren't having that. We were like, nah. I've been to so-called Black People's Church. That was an experience, yo. The energy I felt. They dancing around. I've probably been to damn near every religion. Muslim, I never been to no Muslim mosque, but I've been around Muslim people. I've read the Quran a little bit. And in prison, I used to let the Muslim guy pray in my cell because my cell was the closest to the east, I guess. He would always ask me if he could pray, and I'd be like, "Go ahead, man." But the Catholic thing, yeah, I seen that in the church when they would pour, and they would be doing the whole ordeal, like you're saying, man. They'd be like the blood of Christ,
communion.
and then they break the bread, and people would get the preacher guy would go around and put the bread. I ate the bread. I was stoned. I had munchies. I was like, let me try this stuff. The wafer.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, too bad they didn't have acid in it. Fuck.
That would be yeah, that would work.
Imagine that. I wouldn't doubt it. They put some drugs in that shit. I wouldn't doubt it, man.
Dude, I was an
Catholic Church.
altar boy. All the priests were drunks. They would do several masses a day. They drank several cups of wine like every hour. And then
That's
after mass,
crazy.
they'd go and the, the priest had a liquor cabinet in the church. And it didn't just have wine. It was like a legit liquor cabinet with like 20 fucking bottles of other shit. And us altar boys would, of course, steal that shit. A lot of crazy shit happening behind the scenes at the fucking church.
You know what's wild? The Catholic Church, and my mother's name is Kathleen. Yo, that's below. Wow, that's crazy. I just thought of that. Huh?
Oh, look, another Stanley. Stanisław. In Polish,
Yeah.
that would be Stanisław.
Canada Dummy must be behind a little bit.
I gotta hop off here, bro. I'm about to cook something.
All right, Groove. Good
All right,
to see
man.
you, man.
Yeah,
Have
you
a great
too.
Take it
day.
easy.
Both of y'all, man.
Yeah,
All right, I'll catch y'all
I
later.
gotta peace. I gotta jump off here soon too, man. I gotta fucking go do this. My cat sometimes pisses me off, man. I spend so much money on cat food, and my cat's so picky, like spoiled. I always tell her, I'd be like, man, if you was a homeless cat, you would not be picky. You'd be eating that shit. She's not stupid either. It's like she knows the difference in brands and everything. People think animals are dumb. They're not stupid. I've tried to play my cat numerous times, and she knows. All she does is smell it and then look at me like, you motherfucker. You think I'm dumb?
Yep. Cats especially are. I think they're smarter than dogs.
Hell yeah. Dogs are smart, but the reason why I like cats is because they you know, you don't got to take them outside to shit, you know, and they're pretty much on their own, man. They do what they want when they want. They don't, you know, they just be chill. My cat though is always bothering me. Like if I try to eat in peace, you know, I feed my cat and then I'll eat. And my cat will be done eating and then come bother me, or will sit there and look at me while I'm eating. You know what I mean? I'd be like, damn, let me eat, man. You're all up in my grill and shit. No, I got to check that out, Canada Dummy. You drop the link again, can you? Because just in case it disappeared, I could copy it now. So I don't have to like try to go look for it. Because sometimes if I leave, I might not leave the stream up either, because I said a lot of things that is going to piss YouTube bots off. You know, I speak my mind anyway. I don't give a fuck about no YouTube fucking motherfuckers. You know, I don't want to censor myself. I don't care about getting paid, even though I could always use money, but I'm definitely not selling out for a little bit of money. I'm not selling out. I said that wrong. I'm not selling out, period, for money. I still have morals and fucking a heart. I'm not, you know, I'm like Trump. You know, betting Yahoo's like, probably I'll give you $1 trillion. You bomb Iran for me, you know? Those motherfuckers would bomb their own mother for money.
You got to remember too, Trump's son-in-law, married to Ivanka Trump, is Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner and Bibi, or Benjamin Netanyahu, they've known each other since Jared was a little kid, and when they'd actually have sleepovers. And this, listen to this: Bibi Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu, slept in Jared Kushner's bed, and that's just not me saying it. That's literally him saying it.
That's wild.
Because they were like family, friends, you know, really close friends. The families were. I thought that's just the weirdest thing. So Yeah, and Jared is the one who's been negotiating with Iran this whole time. Him and this other guy, Witkoff, and both of them are Jewish, right? So the guys that negotiate with us with Iran are actually two Jewish guys.
That's crazy. That's a disgrace, man. It's a fucking disgrace to our
It's like,
country.
where do their allegiances lie?
And when I say our country, I don't mean the fucking government. I'm talking about the people. Like these politicians disgrace our country, and it's not, you know, the people. Even the soldiers who went to fight were lied to. So I really can't blame them all the way. But
true, that's a good point.
Yeah, these politicians are leading our country to shit, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's time we clean house. And isn't it crazy that as soon as these Epstein files came out, who even knows if them are the original files? Like they could have swapped everything out and created their own new files. As soon as that comes out and people are infuriated, they want to start a war to try. And I've seen so many videos where people are like, yeah, you can start a war, but we ain't going to forget. Yeah, it's
funny
wild.
you say
Man.
that about. It's funny you say that about the files, because they did find that a few weeks before they were released, or a few months ago, whatever it was, they were hacked. The FBI hacked the part of the computer where it's stored, where these files are stored and shit. Believe it or not. So who knows what's been changed, what's not real, what is. Can't believe shit anymore.
It's hard. Especially with AI too. And it makes me wonder how
Especially
long
now.
would they have AI?
Right?
Makes
That's
me
a good
wonder.
point. That's very true. Yeah, I can't believe anything. Like, there's so many videos people send me and friends send me from the news, and then I run it through. I fucking investigate it, and dude, this is AI. This is fake. This is why. I'll break it down. But they were believing in it that it was true before I showed them that it's not. And it's happening all the time. People are believing shit that's not real.
Can you drop that link again, Ken the Dummy? I feel bad for some of the soldiers. I talk my shit. Yeah, I would turn my I wonder about some of these old devices. I've heard the military, even though your phone's off, if the battery's still in it, they could still listen to you. They could still, even though the battery says it's dead, they could still somehow, things always pinging. It's that chip. I think it's the chip in the phone. Just like the chip on your debit card is always pinging.
Yeah, my understanding is if it's off, if you turn your phone off, people can still have access to your camera, your microphone, and shit like that. I didn't hear about the battery one, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I got to do some more research on the data center that's over here, because I'm looking into these data centers and I'm going to see. I think most of these data centers are near reservoirs, so they could cool down. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's been 6 years. It's supposed to be $1 billion data center. What happened to all this money? First, it was $1 billion, and then it went down to something lower. I see different articles. So they're trying to say it's because of COVID stalled them up. It's been 6 years, 6 fucking years. These people are forever fucking our money over. We pay these taxes.
Didn't they already find some data center was dumping like some of that water after it was used? Yeah.
Tennessee. And it's making them sick. Some people got cancer and everything, man. That's what I'm worried about. That shit's right here. There used to be a Stanley Works factory, and they bought the whole street. I showed the map on the live stream
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I gotta jump off here. I gotta go do this. I'm never
All
gonna
right,
do
Charles. Thanks for the talk, man.
it.
Good subject. I'll catch you next time, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. And
My pleasure.
have a great day and peace to everyone in the chat. I hope you have a great day.
Peace out,
Let
everybody.
me see if that link is still here. I don't know if it'll let me go all the way back up. Oh, okay, it should. I'm already at 9 o'clock. Oh, yeah, the link's right here. I should be able to get it. But peace, everyone. Hope you have a great day, man. I appreciate y'all coming by. And most likely I'll go live tomorrow. But have a great day, everyone. I'm out.